quick hits,
bubble screens,
draw plays,
slant patterns,
the cover twos,
nickel defenses,
zone blitzes,
spies,
edge rush,
and Mike linebackers.
It's NFL football.
And it's coming back exclusively to the Fanatic.
I'm Cisco Miranda, owner of Miranda Delivery Service. As a business owner, my job is to provide the best quality service for our customers. Affinity Technology helped us reinvent our business processes, using technology to make us more efficient. I didn't know I needed technology consulting, but my ROI has been off the charts. Affinity Technology has saved us more than 80 man-hours a week and has helped me get back to what I do best, focus on my customers. Visit atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com and see how better technology processes can help your small business.
Mortgage rates keep dropping. Whether you're looking to reduce your payments, pull cash out, or shorten your term, take advantage of District Lending's new lower rates. 15-year fixed rates as low as 1.99% APR and 30-year fixed rates as low as 2.49% APR. Call or text 480-694-7890 or check out districtlending.com/rates. That's districtlending.com/rates. NMLS 183-5285, Equal Housing Lender. Mortgage rate subject to change. This is not a commitment to lend.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees. 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the Main Event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up on Wednesday at 1 p.m., we'll check in on ASU football camp, get updated on how the team looks, plus an insider joins the show at 1:20. Can the Diamondbacks spoil the Phillies playoff run? And we'll look at NFL camps as first round of cuts are completed and teams are set at 85 players. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the Main Event, Wednesday, 1 p.m. on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Our beautiful daughter, Ashley, was only 12 years old when a distracted driver went to the light and ran into our van. When an email comes over your phone or a phone call or voicemail, it's not worth it.
Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody. It's Tuesday here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil in there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. We're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar studio in Scottsdale, and a lot of stuff going on today. A lot of stuff going on today in the world of sports. Hey, well, hold on. Well, what do you think I'm talking about, Phil?
Well, I don't necessarily care what you're talking about because I won me a bet.
Hey, what bet was that?
Oh, me and Baker's Cocky Hens have a bet to settle today.
Really?
He said that Tim Tebow would not only make the Jaguars roster,
right?
He would catch over 3 touchdowns in the NFL season.
Yeah, Baker's Cocky Hens has not checked in yet.
I can't believe that he hasn't. He
Yeah.
owes Sports Angels a $20 donation.
Hot damn.
Enjoy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That wasn't going to end well, was it?
Well, it ended well for the charity, but yeah. Here's the thing. It was one of those things where Urban Meyer is just shady enough to where you had to be a little nervous,
a little bit,
that he'd actually be on the roster,
a little bit.
But there's never any thought process that he'd be catching 3 touchdowns.
No, absolutely not.
You just got to win your bet sooner rather than later in the season when you realize it was just never going to happen. But no, that's not the news. That's not the news. There's tons of news, but that's not the news.
Okay.
Randy, what do you think I'm going to talk about when I say there's lots of stuff happening?
Yeah, you're going to talk about how China has included Hong Kong, and so they have squared away their gold medal count to overtake the Americans' medal count. I think that's what you're going to talk about, Jeff.
Well, that's awkward because yesterday we were disconnected because of stupid Cox communication.
Yeah.
We already talked about that. We talked about that yesterday.
I thought you were going to talk about that even more.
No, there's no need. If they want to try to make themselves look like a big deal to their people, fine, whatever. It doesn't really change the truth of the matter, and that is USA dominated the Olympics, period. There's no other thing to talk about there. No other thing to talk about.
Can I get one more guess?
All right, Phil, go ahead. Take a guess.
Are you going to wallow and enjoy that Josh Rosen was waived by the 49ers?
No, I'm not going to wallow, but I enjoy being right. Do I have a bet with Randy about that?
I don't believe it was ever.
No. Damn it. We should have made a bet.
Yeah, there was no ceiling of the bet.
No bet on that.
Yeah, I told you Josh Rosen was hot garbage and he'd never play in the league again. I mean, listen. Well, with the quarterback drought, he might end up on something like the Broncos or something. But I don't think he's going to end up on a real team right now. I mean,
you know what? It's too bad for my guy Josh Rosen. That's all I got to say.
You know what that joke hurts the most?
It's true.
It's slightly true.
Jack Dog says, "Yeah, Josh Rosen's available. Randy, can I get a double crown on the rocks?" And Phil, silence is golden. That's the nicest way anybody's ever said shut up before.
I enjoyed that. Thank you.
Mr. Wilbur says the Cardinals and the Phoenix Suns. That's right. That was one of the things I am going to talk about. It's been announced the Christmas Day schedule for the NBA coincides with something's going on with the Cardinals because the Phoenix Suns will take on the Golden State Warriors at 3 p.m.
Wow.
Christmas Day. And then hopefully by time the Cardinals starter up, the Suns game will be over. But they're playing at 5:45 p.m., which means they're starting at 6 p.m. So you know, 3 hours to have a basketball game.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, I don't want to brag here, but I might be attending the Christmas Day Cardinals game. I might have some tickets. I'd like to tell you more, but
how'd you get those?
Well, I'm a big roller, and I think Big Steve is no longer the big roller. It's me.
Wow.
I've got connections, and so
how do you get better seats than on the 50-yard line?
Well, I don't know. I don't know where the hell Steve's sitting.
Are you
but
sitting
I know,
in the locker room? Or
are you
maybe,
on the bench?
Maybe
on the Cardinals bench.
Wow. I can't extrapolate any more information for you. But
what about me? That's my team, the Colts.
Listen, I love you. You know I do, and you know we're pals to the end. But I only have one ticket available to me, and I didn't have to purchase it. So, sorry, I might be at the damn game on Christmas Day.
Well, enjoy. There had been talk at the O'Brien household of dragons, like all 6 people.
Oh boy!
You take a look at the ticket.
You guys are going to have to sell like organs or something to get the tickets to that game.
All right, kids. So, do you want Christmas or Cardinals? Which one do you want? So that's fine, Randy. Hope you have a good time. And I wasn't kidding yesterday when I said I really kind of prefer my my football on the TV. But you know, it would be nice to go see the Colts play the Cardinals in person. Of course, there's no quarterback, and I'm not exactly enthused about the situation. So I can wait 4 more years to see the Colts and the Cardinals play or whatever.
In 4 more years, it could be over
probably
in
Indianapolis. Whatever. Or I'll just wait around and go to Vegas to see him play.
That's true.
The Raiders or something. I'm not going to think about it too much, but it'll be good for you, Randy. I'm glad you get to go to that game. Well, here's what's happening on Christmas Day. Atlanta will be playing against the Knicks there first thing in the morning, 10 a.m. And then after that, you got the Bucks and the Celtics. After that, you got the Suns and the Warriors. And then at 6, you can choose between watching the Colts beat the Cardinals or the Nets and the Los Angeles Lakers playing each other at the Staples Center at 6 p.m. And then later that night, you got the Mavericks versus the Jazz. You got the Cowboys versus the Mormons. So that's how Christmas is going to go.
Cowboys versus the Mormons?
Yep, Cowboys versus the Mormons on Christmas night. I can see the promos now.
What do you mean, Utah?
Utah Jazz.
The Cowboys are going to play the Utah Jazz?
Oh, sorry.
Is this some sort of cross sport interaction here?
Well, I was saying Dallas Mavericks would be like a bunch of Cowboys, but I realized I'm making a mistake by saying that since it's an NFL season. I want to say, the Hayseeds versus the Mormons. How's that? Is that better?
All right. Mavericks.
Yeah, Dallas
Not
Mavericks.
really. They're not farmers. Mavericks are more these rootin' tootin' cowboys.
Gamblers.
That, come rolling into town with their 6-shooters in the air. Woohoo! And they're going to the saloon and they're going to get their drink on. Those are Mavericks.
No, Mavericks are generally. Didn't you watch Jimmy Rockford when he played Maverick? I think that was his name. Jim Rockford played Maverick, and he was just like a slick card shark and gunfighter.
Right.
But he wasn't raising hell. He was just he was a pro, kind of doing his thing, helping people when they needed help, being a good guy.
Well,
kind of a scoundrel.
Well, that was that Maverick. These Mavericks are not known for being like a Jim Rockford type. Jim Rockford,
not at all,
if you will.
Not at all. Luka Doncic doesn't seem anything like a guy who would drive an old Camaro or Firebird and have a old tape answering machine. Nobody knows what we're talking about, Randy.
Well, it'll be fun. I might be just getting home from the Cardinals Colts game by then. I might be able to catch that.
Rolling back from the Cardinals Colts game.
Go ahead, just brag about it. Go ahead and brag about it. You get to go to the game and I don't. Whatever.
Well,
Thunder Snow says, "Good afternoon, gentlemen." And I guess you too, Phil. Blissful Hayes says, "Colts need to sign Rosen." Shut up. Schmitty says, "So talking about bets, last year I lost a bet to the one that used to work for you, saying the Chargers would win more games than the Cardinals. And before the year was over, he left. So there's no ending to that bet. I'll double down on that one this year." I don't know who the hell you're talking about there, Schmitty.
I don't know, but Schmitty, that's a poor bet. The Chargers are feisty this year.
Yeah, Herbert, boy, that's a good question. Cardinals or Chargers, who will have the better record this year?
Cardinals.
Chargers will. Chargers without a doubt.
Cardinals without a doubt.
Feel like there should be a bet between Phil and
Cardinals
and
will
Randy
have the better
this.
record. Yeah.
We already have a Lions bet. I don't know how much more punishment Randy can take.
Well, maybe it should be a parlay. You guys should have a bet on the Lions. You should have a bet on the Cardinals versus the Chargers, and throw one more thing in there as a tiebreaker in the bet trifecta.
There's no tiebreaker. If I win the damn Detroit, who will have a winning record this year.
Randy, I'm trying to help you out here. I don't know if you realize that or not. I'm trying to help you.
There is no par. I don't accept parlays. Straight up, Jack.
They call me the parlay king.
No.
All right. Well, I tried to help you out, so don't act like I never did. So,
all right.
Miss Pringle says, "Is Phoenix still thankful for Josh Rosen?" No, I guarantee you, they have long forgotten him.
They have chosen Rosen, but now they have thrown away Rosen.
Hefty Lefty says, "Rosen to the Rattlers, first quarterback from his class to get a championship if he does that." Fubar 1000 says, "Howdy, Blender dudes. Sup? Going to be a great fantasy football season." Yeah. He says, "I told you, Blender, Josh Rosen would be the next starter for either the Colts or the Lions in the next 2 seasons." Fubar, shut your mouth. That ain't going to happen. I ain't reading out of the garbage you put on the screen either. Go ASU. That's what I'm going to say. Berg says, "Mustard sucks." And he sends me a... I don't know what Berg did, but French's Mustard has blocked him on Twitter.
That's hilarious.
He got an entire mustard factory to be like, "Oh, hell no."
That's phenomenal.
Yeah, he wears that as a badge of honor there.
You should, Berg. I hate mustard as well. I know that we don't have a lot in common, but God bless you.
I'm going to see if I can get ketchup to block him too, just to hurt him. I don't know.
Heinz? No, Heinz can't reach that low.
Or Hunts. Hunts would, they'd stoop that low, Good Cat says, "Sup, guys?"
Sup, meow, meow.
King Kitten says, "Jeffrey, you left out Browns versus Packers on Christmas Day." Well, that actually might end up being a fairly decent game. You don't know what version of the Browns you're going to get till the season starts. And then who knows how the Packers are going to be. Aaron Rodgers will either be sort of limping through the season, saving up the good stuff for his next team, or he's going to play like a man with his hair on fire again, just to justify whatever the next contract's going to be with the next team. I don't know which way he will go with that. If he'll ease up or he'll just go after it. Which way you guys think Aaron Rodgers is going to go?
If he'll ease up or go after it?
Yeah, because are you not paying attention to what I just said?
No,
Did I not make myself clear what I was trying to say, Randy?
No, you were very clear. And let me say, I think that Aaron Rodgers is a man of his word. He will go out. He will play to his utmost abilities on the gridiron, and he will try to help the Packers win. Once this season is over, he's going to walk away, and he's going to end up in a Arizona Cardinals uniform.
I like how you pronounce Packer. So now do you understand, Phil?
I think I do.
So
yes.
will Aaron Rodgers just sort of cruise through the season, saving up the good stuff for the next team, or is he going to go after it now and give it all he's got to ensure that he's going to get a good, big old contract at the end?
Yeah, if there's one thing Aaron Rodgers can be used to describe, one adjective, it's petty.
Mm-hmm.
And what's more petty than showing the girl that you're about to dump that you're the best boyfriend ever, and then breaking up with them the minute you're done?
Wow.
Yeah, but does that really hurt them? Because they already have drafted the quarterback of the future, Jordan Love. He took one hit. And he's like, "Ow, my shoulder." Oh,
it's
man.
very convenient. It's very convenient.
They've already drafted Gutekunst's dismissal letter, I guarantee you. Let's see. Thunder Snow says, the morning show today was the best I ever heard.
Huh.
They were off the air. We had a power outage because of the storms, but we got that all taken care of and back up and running. So you guys know, I've told you a bazillion, gazillion, quadzillion times.
Yep.
If anything like that happens, it takes away your method of listening. Go right to the app, go right to the stream, go right to 1580fanatic.com, and we'll take care of that. Cold Trickle says, I thought Maverick was a fighter pilot.
Yeah. Maverick. Yeah, no, Val Kilmer was not Maverick. That was,
that was
Tom
Iceman.
Cruise.
Iceman.
No, that Iceman was not Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer was not. Well, was he Iceman?
He
Val
was
Kilmer
Iceman.
was
Yeah,
he was
Iceman.
Iceman.
Yeah.
Now he's
and then you,
Iceman. That's
God.
Well, it's more Iceman, but he's.
I think you're dangerous, Maverick.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Tom Cruise.
So
Yeah.
I haven't watched the Val yet. I was going to watch the documentary Val.
Going to watch it tomorrow.
At first, it just seems like a narcissistic, self-indulgent sort of thing where he just goes around for like the last 40 years videotaping himself. And at first, you're kind of like, well, that's kind of creepy. And then, he's got the voice. And then, that's difficult to watch. My wife was like, I can't watch him like that. It hurts my heart. And then some computer company at AI have come up with a voice thing for his voice where he can type it and it sounds like classic Val Kilmer just talking.
Wow. No
so
kidding.
he can at least communicate that way or narrate something the way he did. But for that documentary, sometimes his son had to step in and read stuff for him. So haven't watched that yet. So does it come across to you as just a little bit weird that somebody would videotape themselves like that for so many years?
It's cool in the concept of things. I think whenever you're talking about his kids or something, it would be really cool to see that about your dad.
Yeah, I guess. But Dad
whenever
really liked to look at himself a lot, didn't he? You know what I mean? That's just kind of weird.
Well, it's possible, Jeffrey, because there is a camera crew that's always following me around. Right now, they're out in the hallway, and they follow and they chronicle my every move. So, yeah, in a few years, you'll have
Let's invite
Randy
them
White
in.
Chronicles.
Let's invite them in.
They're camera shy. They're comfortable behind the camera, not in front of it.
I don't know that you're telling the truth right now. I want to see one of your cameramen.
No, I'm serious. And they've utilized the latest in AI technology. So I'm about 5'9" and 175 pounds. Yeah.
How many abs? All 6?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right.
At least.
I think that's your way of just watching a different show.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you're watching a different TV show.
I don't know.
That's about
I have
you.
no TVs in my studio here in my palatial estate. No TVs.
Oh, can I take a second and ask something real fast?
Sure.
Hey, who the hell is listening to us in Helsinki right now? That's it. That's all I want to ask. Somebody's listening to the stream in Helsinki, Finland right now, and I'm kind of curious what the hell that's about.
All right.
Thunder Snow says Val Kilmer was always a little bit weird, but he does have great bat nipples.
He does. He was the first and last bat nippled.
Wow.
People didn't understand that wasn't done by the arts department. Those are just his nipples.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to.
He was ahead of his time.
Fubar 1000. I'm not even reading that text. Not even reading that text. First, it's not. It's not real breaking news. Even though you say this is fake breaking news, I ain't reading your stupid text about Josh Rosen. He's saying that Josh Rosen has accepted number 18 and he's going to be the Colts quarterback. It's a good way to get yourself hurt, Fubar. You're going to block Fubar. You're going to jettison him out of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues. Navy Brad says, afternoon, men. I figured out that for Christmas, Jeffrey will get Colts tickets when they're in town there to play the Cardinals on Christmas Day. Well, that's the thing. I don't want to go by myself. I want, I want to take people with me.
Well, if you get tickets, Jeffrey, let me know where you're sitting, and I'll hail you from where I am.
Yeah, Randy, I don't feel like making you walk all the way down the stairs, all the way down to the, where I'll be.
That is true. I will be in the owner's suite, but I digress.
Yeah. I think you'd be more comfortable there. Schmitty says Aaron Rodgers is going to go after it. He is going to show any team that really wants him to give him what he wants. I'd love to see him go to Denver just because that would make AFC West even better. Even being a Chargers fan, I think it would bring great competition and teach Herbert a lot about life, football. No, there's no way the Chargers are going to bring Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, no. Yeah, not the Chargers. The Chargers are set and are completely satisfied with the future of their franchise in Justin Herbert.
Hefty Lefty says, sounds like French's mustard couldn't withstand the Berg Blitzerkrieg. Yeah, it's pretty on brand for him. Let's see. Just a Tip says, good afternoon, gentlemen. I look forward to reading Berg's Twitter feed. Very positive, inspirational dude. I love his play on which one of these things don't belong, like of 6 condiments, which you never eat. Please don't tell him the Yankees beat his Sox in the first of a doubleheader. I'm not telling him nothing, but I think you just did.
Yeah.
King Kitten says, I'm not in Helsinki. I'm at the Scottsdale Air Park. Okay, well, I didn't ask who wasn't. I'm just curious who is.
Maybe we should take who isn't in Helsinki?
No,
Raise your hand, text in.
It really works better for me the other way around. You're not helping, Phil. Shut up. Let's take a break and we will come back. Bunch of other sports other than football that I want to touch base on and talk about before we get ankle deep in the NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits, including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
Mortgage rates keep dropping. Whether you're looking to reduce your payments, pull cash out, or shorten your term, take advantage of District Lending's new lower rates. 15-year fixed rates as low as 1.99% APR and 30-year fixed rates as low as 2.49% APR. Call or text 480-694-7890 or check out districtlending.com/rates. That's districtlending.com/rates. NMLS 183-5285, Equal Housing Lender. Mortgage rate subject to change. This is not a commitment to lend.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at ProCopy. For over 20 years, ProCopy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share ProCopy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The ProCopy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with ProCopy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PROCOPY. That's 602-776-2679.
This is Joan, enjoying some me time up on the rim. This is Simon and his friends paddling the Salt River. And this is Brad. Brad is, well, no one knows where Brad is. What they all have in common is that they went to azmbdnow.gov to quickly and easily renew their registration or 30 other services. So go to azmbdnow.gov and get more time to enjoy all the things you love.
Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the fourth dimension. You could win $100 from our friends at Harman Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, wait, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. Yes, sign up. Get it in there. Blender@1580thefanatic.com to be a part of our fantasy football leagues. But also make sure you sign up for the Harman Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. You can do that at 1580thefanatic.com. Click on the link there, and it'll explain to you how it all works. And then you click on another link, and you're already equipped with the password and the pool number and all that stuff. And then I'll tell you what, you could win $1,580 if you win first place in the Fan Pick'em. You can win $500 the second place prize. And I am told there will be weekly prizes. So get on over there right now, 1580thefanatic.com, sign up. And then, if you did it last year, all you got to do is go log in and you're back in again there. So very easy to do if you did it last year, very easy to do if you're new. So with that much money on the line, I don't know what you're thinking if you haven't done it. So if you're driving, just put it in your brain.
Yeah.
Like we had to do in the old days. And remember, Blender@1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football.
Well, no, Randy.
Blender
No,
at
stop.
1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football.
No, I was telling
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football.
That's
What?
for, yeah, well,
Blender at
stop. That was for fantasy football. I'm telling you to put it in their brain hole and remember that they have to go to 1580fanatic.com to sign up for the NFL Harman Solar Fan Pick'em contest.
Oh, sorry about that, Jeffco.
Yeah, that's just 1580fanatic.com.
I got your 6, though, on that fantasy football.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. By the way, did you put your Kraken graphic in there yet? I hadn't seen it. So,
no.
Okay. Just go ahead and email me over your username and password. I'll get that taken care of for you. Let's go to the text line. Senior Wake and Bake says, "It's me. I'm in Helsinki. It's all clear to drop Phil off." What? I don't understand it. Daylight Drew says, "Hope all is well, fellas. Time for some cold adult beverages. How about some Maker's Mark and Sam's Summer Ale, please?"
Oh, no kidding.
So whiskey and a beer.
All right. That sounds like a pleasant duo.
Yeah, it's not bad. Hefty Lefty says, "I'm guessing the Helsinki person is probably using an app that cloaks their IP address, or those Finnish people already trying to warm up vicariously through Arizona radio." Well, whatever works. Yeah, you're probably right. It could be a UPN or something like that.
I can almost say that they are Viking fans, though. In Finland, like big Viking territory. Yeah. See?
Fish Tank says, "Randy, as a fellow catcher, can we leave sexuality out of this? Why does it always have to be?"
Anyway, it has nothing to do with sex. Go ahead.
What's that?
Has nothing to do with sex. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I hear people talk about being pitchers and catchers all the time. Okay. So this is about baseball. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Randy, as a fellow catcher, I believe we together need to provide a PSA on the airwaves. Can you please explain to the world that every curveball gets taken deep is not always a hanging curveball? Drives me nuts when a guy hits a curveball off his shoelaces out of the park and they call it a hanger. Sometimes good curveballs just get hit by good hitters. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with you. I've noticed that trend as well. These uneducated announcers don't know the difference between a hanging curveball, which is basically a curveball that doesn't break. It just sits there and spins. A lot of guys call it a cement mixer, a spinner. It doesn't have any movement at all. It just simply sits there, and this guy just turns on it and sends it, 385 feet over the left field or right field fence. So you're exactly right. Let me work on that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we got to educate people on that. Baby Got Dak is asking about the Blender Fantasy Leagues and if they'll be filled before next weekend.
Well, this is the thing. I had everybody needed to fill the ones we have, and then I've got a bunch more is hanging in there.
Yeah.
And so that I go in there and say, all right, here's your invitation. And then somebody's come back and said, oh, I'm having an issue, or oh, I can't do this. So yeah, they're all going to be done and filled, but by the time it matters, it's just I'm trying to be considerate and kind of be slow with the people having issues. So don't worry, there will be no blank seats when this is done.
Say nothing else, Jeffrey. I've got you covered.
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
Well, it's not
for
a
fantasy
lack
football.
of people, Randy.
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
You could
for
just
fantasy
go ahead
football.
and turn that off.
Blender at
We can let it run.
1580thefanatic.com
Yeah.
for
Really,
fantasy
just
please
football.
get it. Yeah.
Stop
Blender
it.
at 1580thefanatic.com
Stop
for
playing
fantasy
it.
football.
Stop playing it. Stop playing. No, I don't need that.
Don't stop playing it.
No,
Don't
completely stop playing it. Shut up, Phil. So, we've got a bunch of people waiting to be put into other leagues. So
sorry
we don't.
about that.
I mean,
Okay.
everybody's welcome. Anybody who shows up and wants to play in our daily Blender fantasy football leagues, you will be accepted, and we are going to build more leagues. It's just, still trying to get the ones we have straightened out before we build the new ones, because I don't have to be going backwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Does
it sound better if I do this?
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for
No.
fantasy football.
It's
Blender
not
at
necessary.
1580thefanatic.com.
We
for
don't
fantasy
need
football.
to play that.
No.
You don't need the music. Don't need to play the thing right there.
I thought it was.
Not.
What
at this
about if we
point.
use
I need
this
a
music
cigarette.
here? Is good.
Blender
Music
at
is not the issue.
1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football.
No.
I think I'm going to take some days off. I think I'm just going to take some days off. Let's see. Blissful Hayes says Josh Rosen could be the Colts quarterback of the future. I'm going to start doing blocking people who send that text. I'm going to start blocking people. There's a big circle with a line through it. It's so easy to block you guys. I just don't know if you realize that. Senior Wake and Bake says, yep, fellas, all systems go for my 49ers. Hate to say it, but out of your guys' teams, the Cardinals might see daylight at the season end.
True. It's true.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, they've got a quarterback, and but see, the Colts have a complete team minus a quarterback. So I don't know. If my team is better than 500 team, I'll be surprised. But I don't know, Randy. I think he's right. I think you've got a pretty good shot to be in some sort of contention at the end of the season.
Listen, I know we've got some aged elder statesmen on the Cardinals, but I don't mind that if they use them correctly. My biggest fear, and I mean fear, biggest concern for the 49ers is their health. Remember last season, just a season ago, it was like they all contracted the same injury bug and they all went down. So hope springs eternal. It's a new season. We'll have to see how it plays out. That's why they play all the games, and we'll have to see how this West. I'm telling you, in my opinion, and I could be way wrong here, but I think this West conference of the NFC is the strongest football conference in the damn whole NFL.
I don't know about that.
Give me one that's better.
I got to think about it, but I don't know about that. Let me. I'm a very visual person, so I got to get up on my tiptoes
Well, it's
here.
not the AFC West.
I'm looking. Hold on. The AFC West has the Chiefs. That's all they've got.
Yeah.
Let's see. The North has the Browns.
Yeah.
And the Ravens. Depends on a few things there. The AFC South has the Colts.
Nothing.
Yeah, the Colts, and that may be
Titans.
nothing too.
They have the Titans.
Let's see. I'm not really worried about the Titans.
All right.
Let's see. The AFC East has, of course, the Patriots actually might have a shot at being kind of good. Depends on Mac Jones. So
And the
far, he
Bills.
looks all right. Yeah, I was getting there,
Bills, of
Phil.
course.
I was getting there, Phil.
Well, you're a visual person. I'm just trying to audio wise.
Well, the Bills could be the strongest team, and probably will be the strongest team. And I'm sorry, Fish Tank. I'm just not feeling Tua yet. Not feeling Tua. Let's see. Now, if you get to the NFC East, the Cowboys, forget it. We're not talking about it. Yeah, forget them. The NFC South, Falcons, completely vaccinated, but also completely mediocre. Buccaneers, they'll make a strong run. Saints is a good question. That's a good question because
that question mark.
Yeah, I mean, depends on how effective Jameis Winston ends up being as a quarterback there. Then the Panthers, whatever.
Not with the dental smock. I'm sorry.
And then the NFC North, You got the Packers, and they'll be all right. The Lions, probably horrible. The Vikings, less than good. And the Bears, that's another question mark with Fields, right?
But where else in the NFL do you have 4 teams that are potential threats to be contenders for the Super Bowl?
Now that we've gotten to the West, you're absolutely right. Well, I don't know about Super Bowl, but you're right that is the toughest division in all of football right now.
Thank you, Jeffco.
Yeah, I'd say again, power rank these things. I'd go Rams, Cardinals, Seahawks, 49ers.
Wow.
That's my power ranking right now, just by looking across the room and hardly giving it any thought.
Exact opposite.
You have that opposite. You think it's going to be the 49ers at the top, the Seahawks number 2, the Cardinals number 3, and the Rams at the bottom?
Oh, I thought you flip-flopped. Dang it. No.
Phil!
49ers, Rams, Seahawks, and Cardinals miring in the medium height.
You're wrong. Yeah, I don't think the Cardinals will be at the bottom of that. I don't think they'll be at the bottom of that.
I think they'll be an incredibly good bottom.
See, that's exactly what I was trying to avoid earlier. What the hell is that, Randy?
It's Saturday night. It's time to find.
Randy just sort of randomly flails and hits buttons on his keyboard sometimes.
Well, no, there was going to be a fight here.
This conversation is quickly turning into a confrontation.
There's going to be a damn fight here. And just telling you, that's what. Yeah, there's going to be a fight here.
Well, between who and who? Because I gave you
Phil and
props.
myself.
Yeah.
If he thinks his miserable Broncos are any good, which they're not, they don't even have a quarterback.
We didn't even talk about the Broncos.
He said my Cardinals are going to be last place in the West. Them are fighting words, Phil.
All right, lube yourself up and let's get in the ring.
All right, how about this for another bet, like in that trifecta bet we were talking about? So the Broncos are in the AFC, and of course, Cardinals are in the NFC.
Yeah.
Let's say which team is going to have a higher standard in the AFC and then in the NFC? Meaning, you look across, if the Cardinals are, in 10th place and the Broncos are in 11th place, then Randy wins.
Oh, no.
And then, by the way, there's no way you'll be in 10th place.
Oh, God.
I was just being kind in the setting up.
You'll be
in
thought 32nd place.
Right.
God, no.
So you want to go overall standings in the NFL, or do you want to go overall standings in AFC and NFC?
How on God's green earth did my Broncos get involved in this? I had
you opened your big fat trap is
That's
what you
right.
did.
You broke out with some fighting words.
That's right. And then Randy accidentally hit the button that kind of made sense. So
yeah,
now here's where we are.
I'll tell you what, the Chargers will be better off than the Cardinals. We're
not talking about the Chargers. We're talking about the Cardinals
subject.
and the Broncos.
How dare you disrespect my fellow AFC?
Pull it up or
West
shut
brethren.
up, Phil.
Yeah, Phil.
Pull it up or shut up. There it is. That is the third bet in the trifecta.
What are you talking about?
You pull it up or shut up.
No, absolutely
Well,
not.
I didn't shut up. You don't say another damn word about the rankings of Randy's Arizona Cardinals if you can't put up or shut up on the Broncos versus the Cardinals.
The Broncos, if they were to play the Cardinals, they get beat like 48-3.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's true.
Why are we fighting now? I just can't.
Because you think you would get actually 3 against my Cardinals?
Yeah, that's fighting words.
Yeah.
What was the other bet gonna be?
Lions.
Yeah, well, I go.
The Lions.
We got that.
The
one.
Lions
It was
will
the
have-
Chargers. It was
the
the Chargers.
Lions. The Lions will finish with a winning record.
Right. Then the Cardinals versus the Chargers record, and now the Broncos versus
Hell
the
no.
Cardinals record.
I never shook on the Cardinals Charger thing, but
And
I still think the Cardinals will have a better record than the damn Chargers.
Must be jelly because jam don't shake like that.
That's right.
Damn right. Fighting words.
I'd be willing for the third bet to be that the Broncos will finish ahead of the Raiders.
Is anybody writing this down? Somebody should be writing this down.
All right, let me get a Sharpie and I'll bust out my thigh.
No.
He's gonna what?
I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah.
Hey, Randy, remind me to fire Phil. Can you
All
just remember that? Just
Okay.
remind me to fire Phil.
Will do.
Well, all right. 888-368-1580. Senior Wake and Bake says, so Jeffrey, Phil, is it fair to say prepare yourself for a below 500 season? It is for Phil. It could go either way for Mike Holtz. So yes. And that's why I'm going to be really, really a Cardinal supporter this year, I think.
I generally never bet Jeffrey on anything. Never. But I'm going to say, I want to make a bet with you, Jeffco.
You know how bad an idea that is. On my weird bets, I'm like 100%.
Well, this is not going to be a weird bet. This is a bet between pals. Okay, this is a man bet. All right. Fine bottle of whiskey on your Colts.
Yeah.
Will have a winning record this year.
Well, so if my Colts have a winning record, I have to give you a fine bottle of whiskey?
You're damn right. That's what I'm taking. Your Colts are not going to be as miserable as you think they are.
I think it needs to be a little bit higher than that, because I have said they may or may not break 500. It depends on the situation with the quarterbacks. It could go either way, but I don't see them doing much better than that.
All right, what do you want then?
So
the Colts will make the playoffs.
I think we'd make the over/under a little higher. I'll take the bet on the playoffs. They're definitely not going to make the playoffs. And if they do, I will give you a fine bottle of whiskey. If they don't,
fine bottle of whiskey. The Colts will make the damn playoffs.
All right, virtual handshake. I get whiskey if they don't make the playoffs. You get whiskey if they do.
And loser has to massage me in the back office parlor.
Ooh, you will not be around when that happens.
Part of this. No, I'm pretty sure you're going to be fired.
You are on an outward trajectory right now. I'm just saying.
I wear a towel. Don't worry. It won't get weird.
See, now you're like that ball on the golf tournament on the TrackMan. You watch it when they hit it. There it goes. And they track that ball as it leaves the golfer. That's you.
No.
You're on the damn TrackMan, Phil. You're out of here with a slight hook down a 350-yard course.
It's even worse than that, Randy. What he is that neon yellow golf ball that they hit across a lake in Minnesota, and it keeps going and going and going and going till you don't see it anymore.
Yeah. All right.
With no signs of ever stopping.
Well, that's true. I'm like the Energizer Bunny.
All right, we have to take a break because I just farted in here and it stinks. So I just hotboxed myself out of the room. So we'll be back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
and earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100-plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A-plus rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun, too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692. 92.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Bear Financial Group, AZ MB-09047774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
1580 The Fanatic and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. The air is all clear again, and I'm ready to continue the show. All's well. Except for I did learn something, Randy. The Oreos reserve has gotten awfully low in the refrigerator in your office. And I don't know who's been in there chipping away at that old Oreo reserve, but we're going to have to buy a whole new package of it to do the salsa and Oreos taste test when you come back.
All right. We're going to have to fix that. I was it Radio Ron that was in there? Because I know Chief has been out.
See, I know that Radio Ron, he'll hit up the whiskey every now and then, but I don't know if he even knows you have a refrigerator in there. So I don't know who we're thinking about right now.
Was it Josh? I know Josh has
in my direction.
Josh has been spending a lot of time there.
Now, he was the first person you'd think would go raid your fridge of cookies, but no, usually that guy is bringing in cookies from home.
Yeah, well,
so
that's true. Yes, his lovely wife is always in the kitchen baking.
So I don't know. I don't know who's been just in there eating all the Oreos.
I've had like 4.
Oh, you are so
I
full
swear
of crap.
to God.
4 dozen?
I will admit I had as much orange juice as anybody else in the world, but not Oreos. Oreos I've been very
So
good.
you've been into my private refrigerator, Phil?
I plead the fifth.
It's on now.
Yeah, you know what that means.
It's on like Donkey Kong. Phil.
Listen, just because I enjoy a good Oreo and barbecue dip doesn't mean that I've been inside of your.
How do you? I didn't even know.
You have violated the inside of my refrigerator.
Phil. Just so much for the pink slip. I just don't think we're gonna have a couple pages. I think it's not looking good for you. It's not looking good. Moist One says Randy just played a song from one of the most famous bottoms ever. Cardinals definitely taking 4th in the West, though.
Ooh.
No.
Good Cat says, Jeffrey, as a fellow Colts fan, do you think we should round up those who talk about Josh Rosen being our quarterback and maybe punch him in the mouth at the next remote? You know what? Punch is a little strong, but I think I could probably orchestrate a good stooge slap. Do you know what that is? Stooge slap?
Sort of line them up and just run down there with an open hand.
And just one good. In fact, Good Cat, you can run behind me. So we're just like, in fact, all Colts fans could get involved in this. We line up all the people who say Josh Rosen should be the quarterback, and we'll take care of it. We'll get 100 people in the line, and we'll slap the crap out of them. I think I got 3 or 4 Colts fans on here. Yes, there will be a stooge slap if this continues. Guarantee it.
Wow.
Bruno Baller says, Randy, it won't be long before you can start annoying Jeffrey with, oh, no, Bruno. I don't.
What?
No, because
What did he say?
Not a damn thing.
Yeah,
not a damn thing.
Coconut and rum?
No, not even that. Nope. I'm just moving on.
Trying to escape?
Nope.
I believe he thought that you might be sad over the Colts prospects.
No. I just, you know what? Not even bringing it up yet. Too damn
really
early
sad.
for that, Bruno Baller. Too damn early. Nothing, Randy. Just go ahead and have another bite. Screaming Eagles says, happy Tuesday, guys. Really excited about Fanatic Fantasy Football on Saturday the 28th. Where is the draft located? Well, guys, I think we are at that point where we've been we had some plans, which now we are going to cancel because this COVID Delta variant thing is getting a little bit out of control. And you're going to see a lot more kids and a lot more cases. And we don't feel like it's probably the right time for us to do that sort of thing out there just yet because of what's happened. So we were really looking forward to this. People were working on it very hard. But at this point, I think it's probably time to announce that we will not be doing a live fantasy football draft party again this year. So sorry, guys. Yeah, we'll just do it all online. I'll stagger the times and I'll oversee all the drafts, and it still be fine. We did this last year. It is still fun. And hey, there's an added extra bonus of some money on the line in each league. But yeah, we are very, very bummed out about this. Very much was looking forward to doing that. In fact, I'm not even going to say the places we were talking to and the ultimate place we wanted to do this, because then you'd be really sad because it was going to be so much fun. But
the Aquinas Center.
Here's what we're going to do. Hold on a second. Randy, got a moment?
Sure.
Shut up, Phil. All right. So here's what we're going to do. As soon as they get the this variant under control and they've got the booster shots and everybody has a better chance of being completely safe, we'll just go out and have a party. We're going to have a party. We're going to go have a remote broadcast somewhere. And
first annual Daily Blender, no reason party.
Just no damn reason whatsoever. We will get together and everybody will have a big old remote broadcast on a Saturday.
Barbecue.
Yeah, we'll do a barbecue, whatever. I don't know what it's going to be, but we will make it up to everybody. So we will have a ginormous damn party.
I'll bring the barbecue sauce.
Phil, I don't think you're going to be on the
It'll be
list.
slightly chilled.
Got an idea. You will not be on the list.
Wow.
So,
Phil.
yeah.
Wow. You just keep digging, don't you? You just keep getting that shovel out. Just keep digging, don't you, Phil?
But listen, anybody who's in League 5, go ahead and message me your address, and I'll drop by our league uniform Speedos that we will worn anyways.
No.
Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about you.
Oh, no.
With the custom face print on the peak of everybody's Speedo, it will be hand delivered to your house or residence. Mailing address.
Yeah, we gotta get a button. Bruno Baller, thank you for that. I do appreciate your understanding on that. And Hefty Lefty sent over a picture of a sad face. Yeah, we're really sad too, but it was just time to go ahead and call it. I just can't in good conscience put you guys at risk and any of us either. So once things get a little bit better under control and everybody can get a booster or whatever, which should be just like in a month or so, we'll put something together. Maybe in a month or so, we'll have a big ass party. So trust me, we'll make it up to you.
What about this? Give us some time to kind of plan this. We could put this together. You know, I've heard of this on other stations around. How about the Blender first annual Blender holiday party?
No, what?
We could all get together, wear really ugly holiday sweaters. We could have festive foods and drinks and beverages. Get together, and we could just all have a big the Blender office party.
That's how me and Rosemary got
You like
together.
it, don't you?
I really don't want to do that in our office. Can we go do it in somebody else's office?
Oh, no, we do it somewhere else. Yeah, we do it somewhere else. We all get together, have a big Blender holiday party, holiday office party.
I like that. That's fun. But if you say other stations are doing that, I don't want to steal their
No, they
idea.
do their own spin on it. This is the
your
Blender.
spin.
Yeah, this is the Blender.
Oh, I like your idea.
Program office party.
So
you know
here's
what I mean?
what
The
we
holiday
do.
party.
We pretend like, because here's where it's funny is a lot of the people who text into the show act like they work here, and what I mean by that is they'll say, "Hey, sorry I couldn't be here yesterday. I was sick," or I won't be here tomorrow. I'm like, you don't work here. You don't have to tell us nothing. We're here for you. You're not here for us. But it's cool that you care. So in this one day in this party, everyone is an employee, and we'll have the Daily Blender holiday office party, and everybody will show up, and then we'll have contests that will mimic awkward holiday party things. Like you could have the ugly sweater contest. We could have
the white elephant gift.
We could have the
Santa.
Inappropriate makeout booth.
Okay,
or something.
Right.
I don't know. I'm just shooting some ideas out here.
All right, we're just kind of brainstorming here.
So I think we can start to get ready for something like that.
All right, there we go. We've got several months to do it. The 1580 The Fanatic Blender office party.
Yeah, we'll get like a photo booth in there so that you can bring your wife or girlfriend, or I don't know if you want to make it awkward, both, and have pictures like you just got caught making out by the copier machine where you're like,
there you go,
like that.
Yeah,
it could be a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that would be fun. The first annual Blender office party,
holiday office party.
Well, if it's an office party, we should have somebody from the office host it. I'll see what Josh.
Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
Well, I was thinking Steve Carell, but if you want Josh, sure. Deflated Balls says, happened to catch the main event a couple times recently. Phil's a lot less creepy and weird on that show. Yeah, and I've mentioned that to him too. Why is it you can be normal Phil on that show, but over here you make everybody uncomfortable?
Steve gives me raisins.
That's all it would take.
That's all it takes.
I give you a box of raisins.
Oh, it's a bag, Jeffrey. It's a big bag.
So you basically have Steve's bag in your hand, and every now and then you put his raisins in your mouth.
I didn't say Steve gives me his raisins.
Well, those were his.
Yeah,
he bought them. He gave them to you.
They're all dried and
gave you his raisins in a bag.
Now you've got his bag in your hand right now. Literally,
Steve's bag of dried up, wrinkly raisins are about to go in my mouth, I guess.
Be that as it may, it's still Steve's raisins.
Still Steve's raisins. He is a big baller.
Very, very awkward. Yeah, I don't know. Deflated balls. We've been wondering that ourselves. Navy Devil says, "Yeah, let's do a blender drunk feast." And that if you want to call it that, you can, but we're not going to call it that.
No.
Thunder Snow says the first annual Daily Blender Holiday Hoedown. No, we've already got the name, guys. It's the Daily Blender annual holiday office party.
Yeah,
and everybody shows up like they're employees. So that would be fun. Well, let's see here. He says, Thunderstone also says, forget about everyone else. The leader of the fourth dimension must not be put at risk for COVID.
What?
That's what I've been saying all along. I agree 100%.
That's why I'm sequestered away here at the compound.
Yeah. And by the way, your guard dog has been sleeping the entire show.
Well, yeah, but he's been sleeping right behind me.
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Hefty Lefty says, I think Tom Brady needs to stare creepily at COVID for about a week, and the virus will be so uncomfortable, it'll decide to stop and go home. Just show COVID that picture of Tom Brady and my old coach, Dungy.
Randy, I emailed that to you. Did you get a chance to look at it?
I saw that, and I had nightmares last night.
Horrific. It's so funny.
I almost just bought Amway from it when I first saw it. I just whatever you say, just get off my porch. Good Cat says, can we blame Phil for the party being canceled? Yeah, I think that's appropriate. Just the Tip says, does the fourth dimension get to sign a one-day contract so we're all officially employees? No, the lawyers are going to say no to that. Completely will say no to that. So no, there'll be no contract signed with anybody. You just show up and pretend. It's just for fun and a lot of drunkenness. Oh, God, Randy, get that off the screen. Why would you do that? I thought you were just attacked by Tony Dungy and Tom Brady there.
Dun, 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 dun.
Dungy. Just the Tip says, I was having a catch with my pals the other day, and I realized the Little League World Series is right around the corner. No big city teams this year. Obviously, the teams draw players from their region, but it's cool seeing Manchester, Connecticut, Washington, Abilene, Texas in the tournament. Hey, Randy, could I please get an orange slice and Sunny Delight for all the Little League World Series contestants? Sunny Delight, little Sunny D in the fridge.
I was old enough to get Tang after my games.
Well, I would have really thought you'd gotten D, but you say you got some Tang. That's actually a surprise to everybody listening.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Papa Mike said, sorry. I just cracked myself up.
I got a 13-year-old getting some Tang.
Papa Mike says, okay, Randy, Phil, bet. Which coach will get fired first, Fangio or Kingsbury?
Oh.
Fangio's got 5-1 odds. Kingsbury's got 15-2.
Oh, man. Oh,
15-2.
I would say Fangio is more likely to get fired, not because he's worse or better. It's just Michael Bidwell is very slow to fire people.
Unreasonably loyal.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing if you're on the other end of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's a little bit slow on that. Although the other part of that is Kingsbury's got to be at the end of that grace period. They got rid of Wilkes pretty fast.
I feel like if the Cardinals do not make the playoffs this year, Kingsbury will be gone.
That's kind of the way it looks to me too.
Randy? As a Cardinals fan, or would you be happy to see that change? Not knowing
I don't know. I don't know. Sitting here right now, I agree with Jeffrey. We haven't seen this mysterious air raid offense that he's been boasting for 2 years now. And I think if this year, given the talent that the Cardinals have brought in, albeit as some of it a little long in the tooth and aged, and they do not somehow capitalize on this team that they have, which in my opinion is not extremely talented, but very talented.
Professional.
And you have a quarterback who is respected throughout the league, as being one of the top quarterbacks. Yeah, okay. I hear you with all your short jokes.
I
think if the Cardinals do not deliver this season and make at least the playoffs, it's over for Cliff Kingsbury.
But he asked you, is that what you want?
Yeah, not what will happen. Is that what you want?
I don't know how to answer that because it never happens the way I want it to.
Well, it doesn't matter what happens in reality. You personally, Randy White, sitting there right now, do you want Cliff Kingsbury gone as a Cardinals fan?
Not really, because this will be the third coach in 5 years.
So because you've had a bunch, you want to keep a guy who's not working. That doesn't make any sense to me, Randy.
I get what you're saying, and it's difficult to answer.
All right, well, come on back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends that have used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canyer, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
Bruce and Dale here. Remember, football is starting soon, and your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56. The Fanatic wants to make your business a part of the act.
Advertise your business on all the primetime NFL games during the regular season.
Your custom-produced radio commercial will air 2, even 3 times in every game.
Plus, your business is branded during dozens of weekly NFL promos on the station, stream, app, and website.
And you'll get commercials read live during our morning and afternoon drive shows.
Plus, get 5 extra daily spots throughout the week and matching spots on our live stream website and on the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app.
You can even lock your competition out of this offer with our category exclusive option plan.
All this for our best deal ever.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com for all the info and details.
Don't get a delay of game penalty.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com and get in the game today.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
AZ Preps 365 is your headquarters for all things high school sports in Arizona.
Brett Quintine, James Mello, and Jose Garcia
keep you up to speed with all the action, highlights, interviews, and insider information for the prep sports scene.
You need to tune in
to AZ Preps 365 every Saturday morning from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on your new home for sports, 1580 and 99.3.
The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com. Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it is 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. Cuatro. I think that's Spanish for 4. Yeah. Or cuatro is ocho. Sí, señor. Muy bien.
Okay.
Buenos tardes.
Buenos tardes, amigo. Necesito cortar mi pelo.
Sí, mofo. All right, so... yes, ladies and gentlemen, The Daily Blender is on the air. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Phil. I don't know why. But then we also have you guys on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And we're broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And so before we went off to the whole top of the hour hoo-ha there, we were talking to Randy, and he was squirming. He was. It's harder to get a straight answer out of him than Doug Ducey. Well, ever. We were trying to find out if you are done with Kingsbury. If you want him to be gone.
I don't think right now. I think we have to get into the season and see how this team plays. If this team's not ready to play, they're not prepared. And if Kingsbury is making the same rookie mistakes he was making last season, poor clock management, poor game calling, then I would have to say, yes, I'm done with him. I can't say that right now because they haven't played a game this season. I want to see if he's grown, if he's matured, if he's learned anything from the past 2 seasons, or if he's going to waste the talent that he has on this team. If that's the case, I think by midway point, we should have a good picture on whether Kingsbury should stay or go.
Fair enough. Papa Mike says, we don't want Kingsbury gone. We want him and the Cardinals to win the Super Bowl. Damn it.
Yep.
Well, hold on now. Just because you could have gone, this is a question of like last offseason where it's, do you want Cliff Kingsbury to continue to coach this team or not? Now you're kind of in a no-win situation. If you were to fire him for some weird reason today, that would send the entire organization into a tailspin. So if you're asking by the end of the year, if he does not make the playoffs, I think that's a question. Because if they were to win a Super Bowl, who's going to say, no, we don't want Cliff Kingsbury to stick around?
I think Randy answered that. He'll know midway through the season. He doesn't have to wait till the end.
And I also said, I think if this team, the way it's been put together right now, if this team does not make the playoffs this season, I think Kingsbury will be gone.
All right.
Listen, last year was a shambles. That team had the opportunity to go on and play in the playoffs, and they choked it away. They choked it away. So if that's the same sort of gameplay we're going to see this season and the same sort of game calling, I think Kingsbury is done.
888-368-1580. The Jets said, okay, first off, I know what that word means, and that's definitely your nickname, not mine. Nice try, Jet. Pringle says, when is that Cowboys versus Jazz game going to happen again? Will they play that in a basketball arena or in a football field? I was just saying the Dallas Mavericks, a bunch of cowboy hat wearing fellas, are going to come take on the Mormons on Christmas Day. That's all I was saying, Mr. Pringle. Blissful Hayes says, hey, Randy, if the Cardinals don't make the playoffs this year, they should also get rid of Kyler Murray too, right?
Well, I don't know that it's Kyler Murray's fault.
And to be honest,
why would you?
You don't have to feed him much. So that seems like it was just overreacting.
Your whistle
like that. Whistle was overreacting. But
no.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead and answer the question.
No, I don't think you get rid of Kyler Murray. It's not his fault that the coach and the offensive strategy doesn't work. Kyler Murray has been very vocal about making some changes after last season, after the debacle of last season. Yeah. If we don't see changes, I think Cliff Kingsbury and his whole staff need to hit the bricks.
So what, if they're 4-4 by midseason, you'll still be satisfied? You'll say, well, they're making their way?
No.
Okay.
No, it depends on how 4-4 looks. If they've lost 4 games by a very close margin and they lost it, those were heartbreakers, I will have to wait and see how the season plays out. If they're 4-4 because they lost games because of stupid calls or they got their asses handed to them, then yeah, he's got to go bye-bye.
Fubar 1000 says a short stint with the Cards. What about the guy before Kingsbury? He only lasted 1 season. So.
Well, look, that was bad. And by the way, before you start texting into the program saying, oh, that's good because what's his face, the defensive coordinator, he's got head coaching experience. No, I don't want him either. Don't want him either. I don't want some also ran. I want some different thinking. I want somebody to come in here and help this team the way it's assembled right now and get the most out of this team. I want a quality head coach as we move forward.
Yep. Boomer Sooner says, good day, gentlemen and Blender faithful. I wanted to ask the help from Blender Nation. Does anyone know of a Sooner sports bar in town? In the meantime, can I get a beer from Randy? And shut up, Phil.
There's a beer.
You have to imagine there is a Sooners bar around here somewhere. Did you Google Sooners bars in Phoenix, Boomer Sooner? I think Boomer Sooner might be one of those internet deficient sorts of peoples.
Well, he does skew older from what he's let us know.
Yeah.
into his
Oh, you know
personal
what?
life.
You know what Boomer Sooner says to you? Skew you, Phil. You don't know that.
Well, there is an Oklahoma Sooners Facebook club, the OU club on Facebook, and I'm looking here for a bar known as an Oklahoma Sooners bar.
Hey, Randy, why don't you just go ahead and work that out later, and we can just move forward here with the show. We don't have to do research on
Tilted Killed in Paradise Valley.
So that doesn't make it a Sooner bar. That just means that people meet there, right?
Well, no, it says Tilted Killed at K. O'Donnell's in Scottsdale.
That's not Tilted Killed. That's K. O'Donnell's.
That's another one right there. It's right around the corner from the old studios there.
For my money, Boomer Sooner, K. O'Donnell's. K. O'Donnell's is a place where you can go and not get punched in the face by your wife.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, the girls at the Tilted Kilt, a little trashy. They're not. I wouldn't do that. He says they closed. Who closed? K. O'Donnell's?
Maybe he misspelled clothed.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, Boomer Sooner, let us know what you're talking about there. Let's see. Just a Tip says, I brought his name up yesterday. I think Eric Bieniemy would be a great fit if Coach K there can't get it done. Bieniemy knows all about getting the most out of mobile quarterbacks. He's chomping at the bit for the helm of a team. Couldn't possibly do worse than Cliff Kingsbury. Listen, I agree 100 million bazillion %. And if they're not already talking to him on the phone, they're out of their minds. Eric Bieniemy, you are absolutely right, is the right guy to come in and coach Kyler Murray. Absolutely right, Just Tip.
I completely agree. He keeps getting passed up time and time again, and it doesn't seem to me to have a good reason as to why. A lot of the reports even indicate that Andy Reid has him as his preferred person to leave the Chiefs with.
Let me help you with that.
Yeah.
You have to be okay with this, Randy. But Eric Bieniemy is the guy who eats other people's lunches out of the fridge.
What?
That has gotten out, and that's why nobody wants to hire that guy as the coach, because he's eating people's lunches out of the fridge.
Yeah.
So you stone-faced us on that right there. What you don't like the idea of Eric Bieniemy?
I would have to see who his staff is. Eric Bieniemy, qualified coach, but who's his staff? Remember, guys, it's not just the guy that comes in to lead the team. He's got to have a staff of coaches that come with him, trusted people to come with him, advisors and helpers. Who's going to be his offensive coordinator? Who's going to be his defensive coordinator? What's his offensive scheme look like? Does it fit what Kyler Murray is used to? I don't know. Those are questions that would have to be vetted before I would say welcome him with open arms. Yes, he does deserve to be a head coach somewhere. Do I want him to be the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals? I don't know right now.
I think he's a great fit for your team, but Blissful Hayes. I love this text, but I'm going to do it in the voice of Andy Rudy from 60 Minutes. Are you ready? You ever wonder if Kingsbury knows he doesn't have to use all his timeouts at the beginning of a game or in the early third quarters? Cardinals will be more successful if he figures that out.
Yeah, I agree.
You ever wonder why my eyebrows look like they're trying to escape? Yeah, that's it's a good point. Not good with the time clock there, is he? Boomer Sooner says Tilted Kilt turned into Coyote something, and that was a Sooners bar. They had to close during the old COVID there. Well, check out K. O'Donnell's. Check out online. I think we've given you at least a couple of leads there. Random Texter says, all this talk about Bieniemy, you can all keep your mouth shut. He needs to stay with my Chiefs. No more talking about it. Come on, man. If you love him, set him free. Blissful Hayes, thank you for that. Papa Mike says, Boomer Sooner, I believe it is now Backyard Barbecue at 101 and Indian School Road. Tilted Kilt's the old bar they used to use, but Backyard Barbecue at the 101 and Indian School Road.
Wow.
Boomer Sooner.
There you go.
Beer Bob says, moving on from a #1 overall pick so soon, even before his rookie contract, is a little short-sighted, don't you think? I mean, you could revamp the front office and the coaching staff, but I think Kyler should stay. He's only been here for a little while.
Yeah, that's true. And there's a lot of short jokes in there, and I'm wavering on whether I should whistle you on that or not.
I didn't catch
you did, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, yes, you did.
I was just I was up somewhere else. I was thinking of other things. I got some stuff in the dryer. I gotta take it out. Heavy Metal Maniac says the Tilted Kilt Paradise Valley closed. It's now at Cheeseburgers and Beers. Wow. So all the tilted kilts closed and became other things. Is that what's going on? Probably because they didn't have very good looking women. Mr. Pringle says, is there a bar dedicated to the Cardinals in the Valley? And if so, do they have high chairs?
There's your whistle.
Why? Well, you might want to bring the kids, Randy. I feel like that was
there's your whistle.
That was probably not right. Large Marge says, hey, Randu, would a new coach have a little patience? Yeah.
There's your damn whistle. Don't even finish the text. Just get to move right on, Jeffco.
Yeah. He gave a little something to all three of us, but I'll move on. The Jet says Phil's Spanish name is, there's another word I can't read. No. Hefty Lefty says, sweet, sweet tang. Thunder Snow says, tang. No, Phil got some. No, I can't read that. Rough Rob says, first day hired, first day retired. I don't know what he's talking about.
I hope that's not in regards to him getting a new job and then
retiring.
Shown the door.
I don't know. Caliban's cousin says, Colts fan since Unitas, I will buy you both a bottle of Powers Irish whiskey if the Colts make the playoffs. I'll take it. Why would I say no to that, Caliban's cousins? And I didn't know you were a Colts guy. That's good to know. Good to hear from you, buddy. Let's see. Man, there's so many texts. Fish Tank says, we got to get that cookbook together by the time we have that office party. Then we can make some serious cash for the Arizona Sports Angels.
Hey, there we go.
That's
good thinking.
It's good thinking there, Fish Tank. Skull says, go back to your basement, Jeffrey. Lock the door. Eat the key. Okay. Mr. Wilbur says, speaking of eating, I say we do a blender tailgate Christmas night at the Cardinals game. Everybody just brings leftover Christmas stuff, and we eat well, get good and drunk, and go to the game. Yeah, but that's Christmas. No. Rusty Nut says, say what you want about Phil, but he's a lot better than that. Guys, can't read that. Josh, hold on here. Sorry. Good Cat says, Herm Edwards is the next Cardinals coach, and bring Marvin Lewis in as defensive coordinator.
Boy, I don't see that happening.
No,
I don't see that happening.
Good Cat says, I want Kingsbury to be fired first, so the Broncos continue to suck.
Wow.
What? I don't understand that.
So we had the question was Vic Fangio or Cliff Kingsbury, and he is saying that he wants Kingsbury out.
Got it. Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Bruno Baller says, hey, Boomer Sooner, just go to one of your favorite establishments, make it a Sooner bar. Get all your buddies together.
Yeah, good idea.
He says, if the Cardinals go 10-7, but that's not good enough for the playoffs, should Kingsbury still be fired, Randy?
Yes.
There you go. Beer Bob says, Randy, I got to disagree with you. I don't need to see any guy's staff. I'll just take him at his word.
Well,
it's a good point. I was thinking the same thing, but
that's a good point.
Cool it when I heard that.
Yeah. I don't want to see anybody's staff either.
No.
Rain City Bitch Pigeon says, does it even matter who the head coach is if Keim is still GM?
That's a great that is a great point. And why he's still the GM of the Arizona Cardinals, I don't know. Well, what has he done lately?
Oh, he's drafted another short wide receiver in one of the first 3 rounds. Year before it was Andy Isabella. This year is Rondale Moore. Who else do you want next year?
Well, Rondale Moore, but he also picked up that stud linebacker, and he also got that stud linebacker last year. So you can't grade him on 2 short wide receivers.
I don't know. When we came out of the draft, what was the number one complaint?
Isaiah Simmons is a stud, and this kid they picked up this year, if those 2 guys get together, it could be absolute chaos for the linebackers against every team that comes in here. Absolute
the defensive coordinator plays
chaos.
And he picked Josh Rosen. So, enough of that.
Again, what has he done lately?
Chief Skulls Burner says, that's it, Randy. I love your takes, but the so-so takes on the Cardinals coaching staff and who you'd like to see as possible coach, you need to show your true feelings on this matter. Pick a stance or whistle yourself for delay of game.
I just can't make a decision right now. I mean, Eric Bieniemy, okay, probably would be a great head coach for this team. But who is he going to bring in with him? Who's his posse? Who's his guys? They're going to come in with him.
So you're not against firing Cliff Kingsbury. You're just worried that you will get worse.
Exactly.
So, all right, line up the candidates and let us know.
We
who's
had
gonna be available.
we had old what's his name that had a cup of coffee here, Steve.
Wilkes.
What the hell?
Wilkes.
Yeah, that
Steve
was
Wilkes
him.
Booth.
Yeah, that was the worst coaching hire in the history of the NFL. And then we bring
He
in
seemed like a
Cliff
nice
Kingsbury. He seems like a great guy, but that's
He was
not
a
going to
nose
win you
breather.
football games. And then you bring in Kingsbury with this mystical flight plan, or what the hell's he calling it? Air raid offense, and we haven't seen any of that. And then you got the quarterback now questioning some of the play calls down the stretch last year. I mean, you got to have a team that's working together, not going all their different ways. It just not. And with the kind of talent we have acquired this season, this has got to be the test for Cliff Kingsbury and his staff.
Good Cat wants to remind you that Keim passed on DK Metcalf in favor of Andy Isabella. Just so you know.
Well,
Just a Tip says, by the way, stunning food and the specials are awesome. I don't know where exactly you're talking about, but we believe you. Tilted Kilt at Scottsdale and Frank Floyd Flight Flillifard says King of Kittens became Tipsy Coyote, which, as mentioned, closed during COVID. So I feel bad for the fish in the koi pond there. Boogie says, the Cardinals need a guy to come in here and get everyone pumped up. Maybe start biting some kneecaps off.
Oh God.
Yeah, Dan Campbell. There we go.
Nobody's hiring him after the Lions. Nice try, Boogie.
No, but they could trade for him, Jeffrey.
Boogie. You're right, Boogie. I stand with you.
There have been an awful lot of texts, which I'm not even going to bother reading, where people suggest that we'll have a party at my house. No. Sorry, Fubar 1000.
Yeah.
Sorry, other people who are texting the same thing. 0% chance of that happening.
Jeffrey, what about from your vacation house?
Not that one. Not the next one you're going to bring up. Not the other three. Forget it. No. Oh wait, no, those other two. But that's Italy, so that doesn't count.
Yeah.
Just a Tip says JT of JT's Bar and Grill in Arcadia is an Oklahoma Sooner. So you'd be in friendly confines if you go there. Baker's Cocky Hen says Keim is great. Who do you think taught Michael Floyd how to get DUI anyway? Box of Screws says stud linebackers. The games aren't played on paper, right, Randy? They aren't studs until they prove it at the NFL level. Keim should absolutely be fired if Cliffy gets the boot too.
I can't say I disagree with you.
Moist One says he's having another housewarming party. He's been announcing here on the text line that he's having a housewarming party for, I believe, 6 years. It's a trap. Don't anybody believe him. And unless you're into that sort of kink.
Yeah.
Blissel Hayes says, if Eric Bieniemy comes the Cardinals head coach, he should only draft, sign, and play offensive players under 5'4" tall. That'll help Kyler Murray see better.
There you go.
The Jet says, if I say the Broncos suck, the Lakers suck, and the Dodgers suck, will you read my text, Jeffrey? Yes, I will. And he says, well, because I'm not feeling the love today, Jeffrey. You're not reading my text. Because you're saying dirty words in Spanish, Jet. I can't read that. I started to read them and then I couldn't read them. So there. So send me something I can read and I'll read it. Senior Wake and Bake says, Randy, you think Murray's new coach? Okay, I'm stopping you right there.
There's your whistle.
I was trying to avoid the whistle. And Boomer Sooner says, by the way, what was that bar? K who? It's K O'Donnell's. And it's not K-A-Y. It's I think it's K-D O'Donnell's, isn't it?
So it just the letter K
or K
O'Donnell's. Yeah.
Katie Lang O'Donnell.
No, I don't think so.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, wonder if Kyler Murray was a star in Little League Baseball. I think he probably was, and then he got drafted by the Oakland A's. Chief Skulls Burner says, nothing. I read that. He said he is another person that says, yeah, let's do it at Jeffrey's Place in Queen Creek. How about no? Fish Tank says Adam Gase is still available.
See, that's what I mean.
Ouch.
What kind of head coach talent is there out there? What kind of GM talent is there out there right now?
Why do you guys like to do that to us? Like, you guys come at me with horrible ideas for a Colts quarterback. You're coming at Randy with horrible ideas for, a coach for the Cardinals. And then you go at, anything you suggest would only improve the Broncos. So I guess that's...
Yeah, where on earth could they have learned this behavior from?
Sorry, Phil.
Yeah. All right, let's take a break. Let's change the damn subject. We got other sports we still need to talk about before we can really deep dive into the NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Contractors, are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go. Serving all types of contractors of any size, licensed in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
We're on a mission to connect every Arizona service member, veteran, and their families to the support and resources they deserve. If you or someone you know needs assistance with benefits, health care and wellness, employment, or housing, visit connectveterans.org or call 866-4AZ-VETS right now to learn more. This message is brought to you by the Arizona Coalition for Military Families, the Arizona Department of Veterans Services, and Arizona's Be Connected partners.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
at earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
It's time again for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Pick'em Contest.
Send your picks each week
to see if you are this year's best game picker. Sign up at 1580thefanatic.com.
Play against the Fanatic Air Staff and all the listeners.
You can score the grand prize of $1,580 or the second place prize of $500.
Provided by our friends at Harman Solar.
Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest.
Exclusively from your home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56 in Arizona.
David Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sport. And guess what, tomorrow? This is not going to make any sense to me, but it may make some sense to you guys. Tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. On the morning show with Dale Hellestray and the Bruce guy.
Yes.
They are going to have a special guest, WWE superstar Drew McIntyre will be on to discuss Raw SmackDown.
Wow. Raw and SmackDown.
I don't know what the hell that is.
Raw and SmackDown are the two.
It's a Raw SmackDown.
No, but it's Raw or SmackDown. They are the two.
Do you like wrestling? I didn't know you liked wrestling.
I used to watch wrestling a lot.
Well, then-
I've dropped off a lot.
So Drew Smiley, who's this guy? Is he like the Smiley
McIntyre.
Bandit? What's his name?
Who the hell is Drew McIntyre?
Drew
And,
McIntyre, I believe he's a former WWE heavyweight
Now,
champion.
So he's
he gonna
not even a
put,
current guy who's wrestling?
Oh, he's wrestling still to this day, but he's a current champ. He's a multiple time
You just
over
said
champion.
a former guy.
Yeah,
This is very
won-
confusing, Randy.
He's won
I've
formerly.
got questions. I have questions here.
All
Is he
right,
going
Randy.
to? Is he going to put Bruce Jacobs in the Royal Suplex and drop him over his knee? That's what I want to know.
I
That's
would
the
love
kind
to
of
see
content
that.
I'm here for.
Yep, get him in a Royal Souffle or whatever the hell you just said.
Yeah,
And,
just drop him over as a bam. Just break him in two like a pencil.
pretty sure it's a phone call. So that's
right.
not going to happen. But I guess this Friday at the Footprint Center. The hell is the Footprint Center?
Oh, that's the new.
That's right, Sun Stadium.
Suns
Arena.
I forgot they renamed that. That's probably what jinxed it. Okay, fine. Anyway, so the SummerSlam 2021 is is happening.
They name it the Footprint Center.
Yeah.
That jinked the Suns.
I'm pretty
Okay.
sure that's just what it did. Because after that, they never won a game again, did they? Just saying. So whatever the hell, I don't know. 7:30 a.m. tomorrow. Drew McIntyre. So
is the Chief back? Is the Chief recovered?
Chief is
he
back. Fake wrestling. Well, isn't this just like a sign of the Chief is returned apocalypse anyway? That they're having some fake wrestler on.
I didn't know. I don't know.
Fake wrestler is there, and then Chief is back. Yes, Chief.
Well, I know Josh is a big wrestling fan as well. So
yeah, I think that was the thanks he gets for filling in for Chief all this time. He organizes and gets this guy to be on the show, and and now he gets thrown out because Chief is back. Isn't that just about the worst thing you ever heard?
Sorry, Josh.
Josh is probably excited to answer the phone. Hello, Mr. Drew McIntyre. And then, his dream was just so close to coming true. Now he's got to sit on the sidelines and listen to now. Hi, Mr. Hi, Mr. McIntyre. Hi, Mr. McIntyre. That's how it's going to go tomorrow. So sorry, Josh. Poor guy. He really stepped up and filled in and did it. And did a good job for us in Jason's absence. But so yeah, that's the thanks you get. That's show business, baby. 888-368-1580. Radio Ron says, didn't Dale pick up Bruce and crush him across his knee like a pencil last week? And then Dale walked off the show?
No, Dale just simply walked off the show because he announced it's been a long time since he hit another man. And he held on to his manly bearing and he walked out with his head held high.
But listen, Radio Ron, like you, like me, like many, many people listening, we all fantasized about it.
I fantasize about Dale holding his manly berries.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What?
I said
What
berries.
the hell are you talking? Mr. Pringle says, did you say pro wrestling legend Dusty Rhodes is going to be on the morning show?
No, listen, America, I will not be on the morning show. Nobody has invited the legend, American Dream, Dusty Rhodes. I will not be on the morning show. But if I was, I would certainly come in there like my old friend Ric Flair used to do, and it would be I would wreak havoc and chaos both on Bruce Jacobs.
Well, at this point, since you're dead, you'll just mostly reek. But
maybe that's true. Maybe it's not. You don't know. Have you ever been to my grave site?
No.
So then you don't know if I'm actually dead. I'm the American Dream, Dusty
apologize.
Rhodes.
I apologize.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
You should before I come down there in my leotards and I wear you out against the ropes with my patented move.
Kind of
the
like
American Dream.
Like my chances right now, though, dead guy. But thanks, Dustin. Cheese Skulls Burner says, "Who the hell is Drew McIntyre? Wasn't he in the New Kids on the Block or something?" What is that?
I'm not saying a word. I don't want this man to know my name.
Cheese Skulls Burner also says, new Cardinals GM Louis Riddick and coming back to coach newly enshrined golf coach Bill Cowher. That's right. How's that for some stance there, Randy?
Listen, I would take that in a heartbeat. If Louis Riddick could come and be the GM of this team, okay. Yes, I would agree.
Heavy Metal Maniac says, it's called sports entertainment, not fake wrestling. Get it straight, Jeffrey. And it's Friday night at the Footprint Center. You're talking about fake wrestling, right? Yeah. Blissful Hayes says, who's Bruce Jacobs? Papa Mike says, Boomer Sooner, I was wrong on the location. All right, listen up. Backyards on Via di Ventura and the 101 in Scottsdale. You got 100 Sooner fans that fill up that joint.
All right.
Ookla the Mock says, hey, Randy, how's it hanging? Radio pal, I'm letting my new dog listen, so please don't kill him.
Okay.
God, I'm so tired of that. Ookla, I didn't kill your dog. I have, I'll admit it. When people have been listening to the Daily Blender kind of loud, one time I made the sound of a camel and it caused somebody's dog to pee, and then somebody else.
How was that sound again?
I think I can't remember. It's like I don't know. I
thought there was a little more throaty. It was like,
yeah,
there we go.
Here's my camel. That's my camel sound effect. Random Texter says, what kind of GM talent is out there? Randy, you could be a better GM than Kind. I'm sure you get probably a designated driver if you needed one.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. I am absolutely not capable of being an NFL GM, but thank you very much.
Large Marge says, Jeffrey, if I text you dirty words in a different language, please don't read that. Thank you for protecting me from myself, buddy. No problem, good buddy. Baker's Cocky Hen says, what's the difference between Deshaun Watson and Mark Sanchez?
Oh, God.
One doesn't fumble when a butt's involved.
I don't get it either.
I don't
because
either.
Technically, it would be the other way around.
Ooh.
Steeler Mike says Dale refused to kill Bruce and walked out. I think it's for the ratings, though.
Yeah, probably.
Well, that's right, because with Dale off the show in prison, we'd have no ratings. Thundar the Santa Barbarian says, if you need someone to bite off other people's kneecaps, you don't have to look far. Bruce Jacobs is on the Fanatic Morning Show. He'll bite off the kneecaps. By the way, Dusty Rhodes' interview on 1580, either a Randy impression or the Fanatic does Weekend at Bernie's. I don't know what's happening here. Just the Tip says, stop the Kyler Murray short jokes. This is a direct quote from Kyler concerning his relationship with Colt McCoy, who is well over 6 feet tall.
Okay.
I grew up watching him. He knows the game. He loves the game. So for me and him, we see eye to eye on a lot of this stuff.
Oh, so that would mean if they see eye to eye, then Kyler Murray must be what? 6 feet tall?
Or it just means Colt McCoy does stoop down to pick up Kyler. So that's how he sees eye to eye. Random Texter says, y'all are confused. Drew McIntyre was not from NSYNC or New Kids in the Block or any of those. He was with Ricky Martin in the band Menudo.
Oh, there we go. I knew that name somewhere. Yeah.
Seriously, who the hell is this Drew McIntyre guy?
He's like a former world heavyweight champion.
Did he wrestle as Drew McIntyre?
Yes.
Didn't he have like a name, like a
he's still wrestling.
Big badass wrestler name or something?
Yeah, it's Drew McIntyre. You're saying it.
Just sounds like a guy that you that works with you. Maybe third shift.
They can't all be the Undertaker. John Cena over there is not having a scary name. They can't all be Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, but John Cena, there's 4 letters in each word, so that's more of a wrestler name. Drew McIntyre, well, that's a mess. I don't even know how to spell McIntyre. I don't know.
Just spelled out REBA and McIntyre.
Reba
McIntyre. What?
I don't know. What's happening? Oh, that's right. Other sports before we talk to the NFL. All right, so how do we feel about this? Joel Embiid got a big fat contract with the 76ers, 4-year, $196 million Supermax extension through 27. Holy
How
crap.
about that? Is he worth it?
God, that's a good question. On the 76ers, maybe on another team. I don't know.
Phil, is he worth it? 100, what is it?
I'm struggling with this one.
I think if the 76ers were to get one championship out of this contract, then yes, it is worth it. So if we're working under that assumption, I still
nowhere near a championship right now, and you know it.
Depends. If you can tell me that by the end of this they trade Ben Simmons for like a Damian Lillard, then I think that they are heavily favorites in the Eastern Conference.
You know what I like? Go ahead, Randy.
I was just going to say, you think Dame Lillard would leave Portland to go to 76er land?
I think if he were to force him, if he were to say that he wants to be traded, and he has yet to deny those rumors, he just keeps saying, "Well, we'll see where we are. We'll see where we are." And kick the can
I
down the
can't
road.
see that. Dame Lillard isn't his hometown Oakland?
No,
Oakland.
No, he's from Oakland, California.
I thought it was Oakland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what does that
I
have to
can't
do
see
with
him
Philly?
going to Philly.
Well, he's in Portland right now. What difference does the location matter?
Portland is a hell of a closer flight.
Yeah.
A lot less time in the air than it is from
You should get
Philadelphia
a
to
map
Oakland.
out, Phil. You could see that.
Yeah. Where were you in geography?
Wow.
Getting some tang.
So Joel Embiid, he had a tear in his right meniscus during the playoffs. I guess he doesn't need surgery, but that's got to be a little bit of a concern there. But, I don't know. I feel like Joel Embiid would be worth the money on a different team. I don't know if the 76ers, are doing themselves any favor with one guy. You know what I mean? And it's like that they've got so many other holes to fill there. But by the way, thank you everybody for sending me in information on Drew McIntyre. Did you get to the point where I don't care? That's the thing. I'm not sure. Did it? I forgot to say, just kidding. Don't care. Well, it is funny though that Hamilton Porter, he sent me over a screen capture of Drew McIntyre's Wikipedia, and on that you see a photo of him pre-steroids, and then the photo of him post-steroids, where he kind of looks like Jake the Snake from the old days of wrestling.
Yeah, he's pretty hairy. He's pretty hairy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't care. 888-368-1580. But for those of you who love the fake wrestling, he'll be on. That's all you need to know.
All right.
6'5", 265 pounds. He says, I wouldn't make fun of him. I just did. Look at it. Pre-steroids, post-steroids. I could look like that if I wanted my penis to shrink. Chief Skulls Burner says, Ben Simmons for Damian Lillard. Did you eat some mushrooms that you shouldn't because you're hallucinating in there, Phil?
It's a viable trade that would have to depend on the margins on the outside. Maybe they give up a younger player. Maybe this team gives up a draft pick. Who knows? But that is one of the viable options, especially if both teams are looking for ready-made pieces right now to still contend. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
Still thinking about Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, I can't help myself. So let's move on to the next thing. We're getting close to being done with all this other stuff. So Naomi Osaka, she had a press conference, and boy, that's the thing. These reporters are jerks. Like, this one reporter asks her how she balances not being crazy about dealing with media, using the word crazy as a quote, by the way. So you're not crazy about dealing with media. How do you, balance that with using your media platform to promote outside interests? Now, she answered it really well, but as the next reporter starts asking questions, she started to tear up because she realizes this is what it's going to be. People are going to want to talk about, but nothing but that. And so she left the table for a moment, and then she came back, and she did. She finished the press conference. So I kind of go back to, is it really necessary? If you don't want to answer these kinds of questions, just say, listen, we've covered that. My stance on mental health is well documented. I think what this girl needs is a class in dealing with the media, because they're always going to be bastards. They're always going to be horrible. And she still is having a hard time dealing with that. Because if he said something like, so you're not crazy about dealing with, I'd be like, I'm going to stop you right there, because I already see where this question's going. You're a jackass, and I'm not answering any more of your questions. Next question. Bam. Yeah, I don't think she's ready to be out there, or maybe she's just trying to tough it up and take care of it. But, I don't know. Ever since the French Open, that poor kid, I don't think it's right that they put her out in front of those jackals.
Well, it has to be. I think there is some journalistic obligatory duty to ask about it. After that, though, but
there's a way. There is a way to frame a question so it's not so offensive. I mean, I get that there is the obligation to ask questions. Okay, but for this idiot to say, oh, hey, so you're not crazy about talking to the please.
Everybody knows what was going on there.
Come on, man. There's about 1 million other words in the English language you could have used.
Baker's Cocky Hens is right. He says Marshawn Lynch could teach Osaka pretty quickly how to handle these guys.
Well, yeah.
Wait a minute. Yeah. So the first time I get to hear from Baker's Cocky Hens, it's not by the
Take
way,
care of y'all chicken.
It's how'd you hear about that Tim Tebow news? I'd like to see the receipt for the donation to the Arizona Sports Angels. Baker's Cocky Hens.
Well, this is his fourth text today.
What was the first one?
Keim is great. Who do you think taught Michael Floyd how to get a DUI?
I see.
You should maybe pay attention to the show. Kind of part of your job, Phil.
I remember that. I just
4 different texts from Baker's Cocky Hens.
First time I haven't heard from I've heard the Cocky Hens.
What's the difference between Deshaun Watson and Mark Sanchez? One doesn't fumble when a butt's involved.
Oh, no, that one you can't blame me. That was easily forgettable.
So I don't know what you're saying there, kid. But Baker's Cocky Hens, yes. What did you guys bet? What was it?
We bet $20 for Arizona Sports Angels.
Yeah, Baker's Cocky Hens. Go to ArizonaSportsAngels.org because you lost the bet. And Chief Skulls Burner says, I just read the article about Naomi Osaka and that reporter. I feel bad for her, but yet there is a part of me that says she's got to buckle down a bit. And get tough with these guys. Bring a whip to the press conference. When somebody says crappy question, crack that whip.
Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Ding. I think they should all get.
Can I represent? Can the Fanatic fund me to go over to the Open and?
We're not buying you a whip.
No, I don't want to. I want to go over there and ask questions.
No. It's probably better you just sit this one out.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Him says, "Oh, you'll get your money, Radio Pal. $20 to Arizona Sports Angels coming in the next couple of weeks." Hey, listen, it was a bet, and it's no rush, and it's for charity, so it's not my money. It's to help buy sporting equipment for the kids and stuff. So, all right, we have to take a break, and we come back. I've got a great man of the day. Ooh. This is a stellar. I watched this video, and I was just like, damn, that guy is absolutely man of the day. Then we got some baseball stuff to talk about, Randy. And ways of making baseball better. I know that makes you like cringe and get itchy, but
no, I'm good. Let's go. Let's talk.
We'll throw those questions out and see what you think. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Warning: this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. What do millions of Vuse Alto consumers know? Well, they know that all Vuse Alto liquids are blended in the USA, with pods sold in tamper-evident packaging, and that Vuse Vapor products are available at reputable retailers. And now, you do too. Get to know Vuse Alto at Vuse.com and get it in store. Vuse, charge beyond. Underage sale prohibited. Website restricted to age 21 and over tobacco consumers.
Are you looking for a rewarding new career? Join the United States Postal Service and apply for roles nationwide. Serve your community with pride and receive benefits, including competitive pay and opportunities for advancement. Whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or seasonal positions, we have options that may be perfect for you. The United States Postal Service is an equal opportunity employer. Apply now at USPS.com/careers.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At The Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
When it comes to automotive repairs, where do you start? Been looking for a new home? Should you rent or buy? If you're looking for the latest trends in the automotive industry or real estate, look no further than the Drive Friendly Radio Show. Hosted by Steve, with over 40 years in the automotive industry, and Felicia, who's well established in the real estate market, you can get great advice and insight you can trust. You'll be smarter for listening, and maybe you'll have a little fun too. The Drive Friendly Radio Show, Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100+ degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer, and your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top-of-the-line equipment, and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Distracted driving kills in Arizona. Life is more important than your phone's beep. Stop the distracted driving, Arizona, please. Sponsored by the Arizona Chapter National Safety Council and the Governor's Office of Highway Safety, aired in cooperation with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the fourth dimension. You can win $100 from our friends at Harmon Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, wait, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic. Football. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football.
We just played the promo. You don't need to do that.
For fantasy football.
Well, I got your back, Jeff. Go ahead.
1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football. Turn that off. Blender at 1580thefanatic.com
Stop that anytime, Randy.
for fantasy football. All right, that's enough of that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports. And yes, Blender at 1580thefanatic.com.
Oh, you need me to play it again?
Blender at 1580thefanatic.com
No,
for
I
fantasy
don't
football.
need you to play it again, Randy. I got it.
Oh,
Got my
all
own
right.
mouth. See my mouth? My mouth is right here.
But that's you, though.
That is me. That is me. Hey,
Yeah.
by the way, I just wanted to say, you know how I got that next door neighbor who he's not very friendly.
Yeah.
He's
And he
not
drinks a
very
lot.
friendly. He doesn't wave or nothing. But yeah, he drinks a lot. And every like Sunday morning and Monday morning, because our trash goes out Tuesday morning. So then you hear all the recyclables getting. He is constantly at first, like 8 o'clock in the morning, you hear clank, 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 clank of all these beer bottles going in the recycling bin.
Yeah.
Well, I was very excited because over the weekend, my brother-in-law came over, and this guy is a character. This guy is he's a scoundrel. And he brings the beer, and we drink that beer. And let me just tell you about it. His name is Alex. Now I know what you're thinking. Wait, your wife's name is Alex. Well, here's what happened. Alex, the brother-in-law. Well, he was born a lot earlier. And their mom, that they had a lot of kids in that family. So many kids that by the time my wife was born, her mom was like, I've always liked the name Alex. Do we have an Alex? I don't think we have an Alex. So she named her Alexandria. And so that's why there's two Alexes in the family. So anyway, so he's over there, and then he brought some beer, like a good brother-in-law does. And well, many bottles were drank. And in fact, because he's such he's a mischievous scamp there, many bottles were drank. And so I was very excited. So I go out there with the recycling, and I know he's in his garage because I can see over the fence. His door is open. He likes to work in his garage. So I made sure I held it up high, and I clank, 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 clank. And I heard he was in there. He stopped. It got quiet. And right there, I think we bonded a little bit.
Really?
He's like,
wow.
Sound of another alcoholic? Yeah.
Wow.
So hopefully I might get a head nod or, a little like, sup, next time I see him.
Now that he believes you're a prolific beer drinker yourself.
Right.
It's like a mating call for alcoholics.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if I have a couple of beers, they usually gets mixed in with some of the other stuff. So when we pour out the recyclables, you don't hear it. Well, when her brother Alex was over, it sounded like the wind chimes on a windy day. It's a clank, 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 clank going in there. So I was very, very happy. And I'm not sure if this is going to matter or not, but I know he heard it. So we bonded.
Well, yeah, you'll have to keep us posted on that one, Jeffco.
Yeah. Either that or the cops come by the house again. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for your man of the day?
Please.
This is a good one. Hit me. So, I guess in Coronado, California, there's a guy that lives there named Tom Rice, and he just turned 100 years old. Now, this dude,
good old Tom there.
He was a war hero in World War II.
Yeah.
And he was a airborne paratrooper, parachuted into Normandy on D-Day. And, of course, he was greeted with cheers and cake, and they gave him a watch, not at D-Day. This is at his birthday party.
I was going to say, I don't recall the Germans being that welcoming.
No. Later on, people were very happy, especially the French.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess when he parachuted into Normandy, he lost his watch. So they said, here's a watch to replace the one you lost. And he's like, wow, that only took 79 years. Thanks. Anyway, so what he did on his birthday, he turns 100. So he got into a C-47 and he parachuted out.
What?
At 100 damn years old. Now, yes, it was a tandem jump, but he, tell you what, still has the old crew cut. And he wasn't just a passive passenger. When they came down, his legs were moving. And he ran right down. He probably didn't even need the tandem jump. Yeah. And he was just standing up, straight up, very good posture for, 100 years old.
Jeez.
That guy right
Look
there.
At that.
Yeah. He's like, next year I'm going to do it again. He's like, yeah, next year, higher altitude. Can we do that next time? So, wow, I could only hope to be that cool at, any age, really.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no kidding.
Tom Rice is your man of the day.
Yeah, look, if I was meant to jump out of a perfectly, operating aircraft, I would have wings. I was not meant to jump out of a perfectly good aircraft.
Well, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. He had to do it because, that's how you fight a war back in World War II.
Yeah.
Now he's just kind of like, yeah, what do I got to lose? Let's do this thing. Yeah. And he says it was unbelievable what you can see from up there. And he says, yeah, we did a lot of maneuvering and it was a lot of fun. So not only he didn't just jump out and float, he was just spinning around. He was having fun with it. The guy that he tandem with was like, you sure? And he's like, son, please, come on, man.
I personally kicked Hitler's ass.
Yeah. So man of the day, Tom Rice, 100 years young. That
Good for
was
him.
awesome.
Wow, that's great.
So, by the way, I may have to step away for a few minutes at some point because I had some.
What did you think that you were eating the raisins today? What happened?
No, I made a mistake. I had some Chinese food that from over the weekend, and
so that's what I saw. Okay.
It was not wasn't good. Wasn't that good?
Wow.
And it was even less good 2 days later, reheated in the microwave. And but I needed to eat something, so I powered through what I believe was chicken. I can't verify it.
Not sure.
And so now I'm feeling a little bit dodgy. Yeah. So some Chinese food heats up well, some does not. And but we have a really good Chinese food restaurant by our house. Now I wish I'd had that. That stuff. Can't remember the name of the place. Golden something. And every time I go in there, I thought, oh, these guys are clever. And I don't get mad about it because, I like to tip. Then you go in there and you're like, hey, I'm here to pick up for Alexa because, I never order. And they say, all right, here's the order. And they'll turn around the credit card thing where you stick your card in. And it automatically says, how much would you like to tip? 10, 20, da-da-da-da. So I hit the 10 because it's the lowest amount on there. Because I'm picking up the food. It's not like it's being served to me at a table. But if not for COVID, I'm sure I probably would have sat in there and had a nice meal. So kind of making up for, the last year or so, I'll still hit that 10% button. But
all right,
part of me doesn't. I always have struggled with whether or not you should tip, when you're picking up the food. You tip a delivery driver because he brought it to you.
Yeah.
But if I've already bought the food, I'm paying you for the food, you're handing me the food.
Yeah.
I've always struggled with whether or not you should still leave a tip.
Yeah, I can see a smaller tip for pickup sort of stuff. I mean, obviously, when you sit down in the restaurant, you've got the waitress or the waiter that's spending time with you, and you tip that much better. But yeah, I'm with you, Jeffrey. I mean, you're paying for the food. You're not just paying for the food. You're paying for the kitchen staff, the electricity, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I can't see tipping a huge amount.
So I of course, it's just easy to hit the 10% button. These guys ain't stupid. And, I'm fine with that. But it's always been a thing that kind of twinges on me. But then you got to remember that a lot of those places, the wait staff shares all the tips and the cooks get a piece of all the tips. And all these guys are not working for very much money anyway. So, all right, I'll go ahead and tip, even though I'm just picking it up. But part of me just doesn't feel right to have to tip when I'm doing that work, I guess.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%. I know what you mean. But yeah, I always try to tip and go above and beyond.
Someone polled over 8,000 people, and yet most people do still leave a tip, at least sometimes. 67% say, yep, I would tip when I pick up the food. 33% say they've never left the tip picking up food, or I don't do the takeout. So the most popular answer for tipping while picking up food was between 10 and 15%.
Wow. Well, that's good.
But
there we go.
1 in 3 of those people will tip more than that. So I don't know. I think 10% for pickup is fair. Don't you guys think? I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
I always tip 20% at least. I could get somewhat mediocre service. I'll still tip 20%. If it's really good service, I'll go ahead and do more. Part of that is I just don't ever want there to be somebody going, Jeffrey O'Brien's a bad tipper, and you get a bad rep and then you get bad service.
A public service announcement, by the way, back in the day had to do the Uber Eats, DoorDash, Grubhub grind. Everybody tip your freaking delivery drivers. If it's
who's not tipping a delivery driver?
You would not believe. Like I'd say 4 out of 5 people don't.
Because they put a delivery charge on it, so people think, well, so that's enough.
Yes, absolutely. But that people don't see that. That's not the drivers never see that side of the money. Anyways, but if we think that it's like industry standard to be tipping the pizza delivery person, then I don't understand why it's different if you're going through delivery service, Uber Eats, to get a bar pizza or something, and you're not tipping.
Never have I used the Uber Eats, but anytime I have ordered any food for delivery, oh, hell yeah, I'm tipping them. Because I remember, Randy, when I was doing that morning show with you, I had to work 3 jobs. I worked at a water and ice store. I worked with Randy doing the morning show. And then I also, in the middle of the day, I was delivering pizzas and doing food prep. And I'll tell you what, the houses that tip, guess who gets the food first? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
We know who you are when you don't tip. And, just saying, tip your guys, tip those drivers, man.
Absolutely.
And again, don't fall for the delivery fee thing. A lot of times they don't ever see that. That goes to the restaurant, which never made any sense to me. Baker's Cocky Hen says drivers make much less an hour, almost nothing. If an inside person is making $13 an hour plus tip, seems like a couple of bucks from everyone's a decent amount. Hefty Lefty. Why are you screaming, Blue? You're my boy, Blue. I don't know why he's doing that. Chief Skulls Burner says, I just saw if you buy a Kirk Cousins NFL jersey, they'll ship it to you in plexiglass. Ookla the Mock says, hey, Radio Pal, maybe we go hunting someday. I'm going to Dick Cheney your ass.
What?
Hey, he's just threatening to shoot me in the face, I think.
Wow.
That would have been more funny coming from Mr. Wilbur, honestly.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's 2 hours down and 1 to go. What do you say? We talk some NFL when we come back. Wait, no, baseball. Baseball than NFL. We might need a 4th hour. Psych.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late, and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. Keep Stock Inventory Management Solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey guys, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, we've all been hearing about Valley Medical weight loss for quite some time now. We've been hearing about how easy they make it to lose weight and keep it off. And we've been hearing about how convenient it is to visit one of their 3 Valley locations. And we've heard these other guys on the radio station here have success. Yeah, I've heard about it too. So I've joined in and I've already lost 6 pounds in just a couple of weeks. I am so glad I gave Valley Medical weight loss a try, and you will be too. Check them out at valleymedicalweightloss.com. And remember, mention Fanatic and you'll get your first week free.
Your favorite radio station.
And now you're up to date on the news. Stand by for weather and traffic right after this.
It wakes you up, starts your day, and keeps you informed as well as entertained.
You guys are absolutely the best.
How do you like to work here?
At the Fanatic, we're looking for commissioned sales reps to knock on doors, set up appointments, and extol the benefits of advertising with your favorite radio station. Send your resume to jobs at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey there, you low interest rate mortgage lovers. If you have great credit and are good with your money, I guarantee you're in the wrong loan. Maybe it's time to learn what thousands in the Valley have already figured out. On a Life Changer loan, you can pay off your mortgage in under 5 years without changing one dime of your spending habit. Plus, your monthly payments are cheaper than what you pay now. It's not magic, it's just math. So check us out at lifechangerloan.com. That's lifechangerloan.com.
Arizona Mortgage Broker number MB1002031, NMLS number 1863775. Life Changer Loan Corp is an equal housing lender.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Bear Financial Group, AZ MB-09047774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM
and K240 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people.
Come on, settle down. Because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside my heterosexual life partner, Randy White. We got Phil there pushing the buttons, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yes, Randy, your dreams have come true. We're going to talk.
What?
We're going to talk baseball. We're going to talk some baseball.
Oh, great. There we go. Yep.
So I gotta say, and this is not. I hate to start an hour with this phrase, but don't take this as a homophobic thing, because I know you're like, oh dear God, what's coming next? I don't like to be touched. In general, I'm not a huggy person. And, I hug my wife, I hug my kids, and the rest of you can, you stay over there. And it's nothing personal. Don't take it personal. Some of the family members even are just like, well, how come he doesn't hug it? It's like,
right.
I'm not a huggy person. Okay. And so knowing that about me, Randy, as you've known for probably 85 years,
Yes.
How do you think I would do playing on a team? And so you say, hey, good job, Jeffrey. And pats me on the butt.
Well, I mean, come on. That's just part of the game.
Nope.
That's part of the game. I'm sure
Nope.
Running back in those form-fitting football breeches you wore, I'm sure your ass was groped at least a half dozen times. At least.
Not by the boys, but I'll tell you what, I wore that butt pad that goes right back down the back. It almost looks like you're hanging a turd there.
Yeah.
So, I probably didn't look sexy, but
that was just part of the game back when I played. A guy gives you a pat on the ass. It means nothing.
It means nothing.
Just good job.
I don't want to be touched, though. So I always would make it clear to the boys, hey, that whole, no, please do not pat me on the rear.
Well, I think as long as you do that, they will respect that.
Yeah. And they did. They mostly did. Yeah. Occasionally a coach would forget, and I'd be like, hey, man. And then, sorry about that. It was never, of course, if Coach Jess Parker ever did that, it would have been like, I'm just going to keep, like, he touched me, he likes me. I'd just been like thrilled. But with everybody else, oh, hell no, please don't. And so I understand Max Scherzer, because he is the exact same way.
Doesn't like to be touched.
Oh, no. Dodgers manager Dave Roberts found out the hard way, I guess. Every time he'd come off the mound, he'd be like, hey, good job. And by the fourth inning, Scherzer was just like, oh, no, don't bleep and touch me. Don't touch my ass. And he's like muttering, and he's like, what was that? And he asked somebody, and they're like, oh, yeah, doc, don't touch him. He doesn't want anybody touching him. Don't touch him. Don't touch his butt. Just don't do that.
I mean, you give him the occasional high five, but you really got to read the room here.
Yeah. And Scherzer says, I gave him the, he had 4 innings, and I finally just couldn't take it. And I was very respectful. I didn't want to lose my job or anything. But he was just like, I don't need any kind of congratulations or support. I'm out there doing my job. So please don't pat me on the butt.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Well, you mean patting Max Scherzer on the ass?
No. Well, I mean,
Hey, what do you got with Max Scherzer? Please tell us the whole sordid story, Phil.
No, I advocate for that, but I said,
what?
But I would say I understand where Max Scherzer's coming from. I find it to be one of the stupidest thing in sports is all these congratulatory things between teammates, like basketball. I love basketball. It's the stupidest thing in the world where hit, miss, or otherwise on the free throw line, you go around and you give high fivesies or underhand high fivesies to your
they're not
teammates.
tapping you on the ass.
No, but it's the stupidest thing. So therefore, tapping him on the ass while he's going out there and pitching a great game, what difference does it make?
Look, I was in a non-pro league one time. We were playing at Phoenix College. I got a hold of one. We were playing against an A team. A left-hander was throwing. And I just teed this guy up, and I hit the ball completely out of the ballpark. I don't even know. To this day, it might still be in orbit. Best home run I ever hit.
Nice.
And I came across home plate as I come chugging across home plate there. Yes, and by the way, all you bat flippers, I laid the damn bat down, put my head down, and ran the bases. That's why I don't know where the damn ball didn't go. I don't even know where it is today.
Nice. Well
anyway,
done.
I came across the plate there, and my team was lined up there, and they all listen. They were patting on me. Hell, hey, give me back, butt, head, high fives. Oh yeah. I didn't mind it one bit.
When I played, I didn't play baseball like you did. When I would play softball or something like that, there wasn't none of that ass grabbing.
No, there was nothing like that in the softball.
No, I appreciated that. And, I get it. It was a special kind of moment. Can I just show you something right here?
Sure.
All right. Here, you can see on the camera, it's about ass level right here. Okay. There's ass level.
Maybe.
Look how little move you go to shoulder level.
Yeah.
Shoulder level.
All right.
Ass level. Probably just no more than 2 feet. And you can give me a pat on the back. Why don't you say, hey, good job, man. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate it. And then why are you touching my buttocks?
Yeah.
Why don't touch my buttocks?
That's a very special.
I don't want you to touch my buttocks.
It's a little strange when it happens to you the first time, but after you'll get used to it.
No, I don't want to get used to it. I don't want to get used to it. I don't need to get used to it. Don't touch my butt. You want to pat me on the back? You want to do like we used to do and hit me on the head with your chin strap and ting. You got me there. You got me. I'm fine with that, but I don't want my butt touched.
See, as a senior playing on the varsity team, there we used to cup check all the freshmen.
Well, you can't avoid a cup check from a senior, but outside of that, don't touch me.
The coaches are always preaching, wear your cups, wear your cups, wear your cups. Make sure you got your cup on. So it was our job as the seniors to go with the knob of the bat.
Yep.
We'd be careful. We're walking out to the field there from the locker room, going out to the field, and you take that knob. There's this freshman right behind you, and just bing, right there.
Yeah,
cup check.
Always make sure you're wearing your cup because you don't want to touch tubes on the end of the bat.
No, you love the fact when that knob hit nothing hard. Because they just dropped like a bag of rocks right there.
That ain't right. Yeah. That is so not right. Well, okay, fine. You're whatever your guys is thinking about patting butts. I ain't for it. Max Scherzer and I, we at least have that in common.
I get it. There were pitchers. I had to deal with pitchers. Some of them they didn't like to be touched. They didn't like to be talked to when they're on the hill. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, well, I probably would have never been a pitcher either. I just don't want to be touched. That's it. Don't want to be touched. But it's funny. He goes this long into a career, and you haven't heard about it till now. He's 37 years old, and now we're finding out. Don't touch Max Scherzer.
Yeah. Well, when he comes off after he strikes out the side or he gets out of a big jam, don't you want to give him a high five?
Well, high five is good.
Yeah.
Why? Nobody has a problem with a high five or a fist bump. Yeah, or a pat on the back, a hearty pat on the back.
It's the fondle five that he has.
Why did anybody come up with the idea of, hey, good job. I want to show you did a good job, so I'm going to pat you on the back? No, I'm going to touch your tush.
Huh. Well, it's not really a touch. It's more of a bang.
Do you not make contact with the tush?
No, you do, but you're not
touch his
fondling.
tush.
It's just like you're smack.
You touch his tush.
Yeah, smack his ass.
It's a tushy touch.
See, now, when I was catching and the pitcher was coming out of the game, I would never go up. I would shake his hand. And good game. Unless he was losing and then he didn't want to see me.
At what point does it become inappropriate? Like, when does it turn into a caress?
Well, there's
is
too
there a
much.
time
I
limit?
mean, look, there's too much. If you get somebody that gets really rambunctious, patting you on the ass, you turn around and say, hey, don't you think that's enough?
Save it for later.
All right. You just one as you're going by and then leave me the hell alone. Okay.
Yeah. We're done here. We're done here. Especially the minute you use the word caress, okay, you're off the team.
No,
you're off the team. We don't need.
Yeah,
this.
you need to. Yeah, you're somewhere else.
I don't
get out of here.
I don't care what you do in the privacy of your own privacy, but don't cup my butt. Don't caress. I didn't. No. There's just for good measure, don't touch.
It's just the championship caress. It's the golden touch.
No, and it doesn't fly. That's a no-fly zone, Phil.
Yep.
Well, if I want to throw a sinker ball,
it depends on what league he's in, to be honest.
Well, that's a powder. If it's the powder puff league, then I guess it's okay.
Good Cat says Randy just said bang when he was talking about asses.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bang.
Yeah, but it's a different part of the sentence there.
Slap.
Hefty Lefty says, good thing he never played with Puig. That guy would have licked him. Yeah, I never said it was up with Puig, just licking stuff all the time. Yeah. I could not play with Puig. Just Tip says, Phil, you're absolutely correct with the ridiculousness of NBA players grabbing ass, high-fiving after every single free throw. There's 200 plus points scored in a game. You miss a free throw late in the fourth quarter, it adds up to nothing. By the way, yes, I think it's like some weird OCD thing. If they miss the free throw, they go back and touch everybody they can see that has the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. I would just stand there and be like, all right, give me the ball again. There's no reason for me to go over there and touch you. I know you're here, unless, somebody's, has bad eyesight. Is that you, Bob? Okay. Is that you? Okay. That's you. Okay. There you go, Carl.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
Trying to get your bearings on where you're at. Yeah.
Never understood that in basketball, why they got to touch everybody after each free throw failed or succeeded.
And failed or succeeded. That's exactly the case. I might even understand it if it was a make, but if it's a fail, you still go up and you touch everybody and they're like, good job. It's like Family Feud up in there. What?
Yeah. Just a Tip says, before COVID, I never tipped for food I'm picking up. Now, with the decimation of small businesses and restaurants and stuff, I tip heavily and help out the staff, for the driver, whoever. Tip in cash if you can. That's always a good. That's a good tip right there. Just a Tip.
Yeah.
By the way, I just noticed something. When you go pick up your groceries, say at Fry's or something, they don't ask for tip and they don't get tips. Are we supposed to tip those guys in cash?
Well, but they're getting paid an hourly wage at the very least.
Pretty good.
Yeah, they're getting paid standard wage, so I can at least bear that. You probably should in favor of being secure here, but
So I've been handing out $100 bills to those guys at Fry's. I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I think you're probably overpaying for the groceries now.
All right.
Thundar San Barbarian says, I think Phil's especially sensitive about being slapped in the butt because those Speedos don't have a whole lot of padding.
Oh no, it's darn near skin to skin contact.
Wow.
Screaming Eagle says, hey Randy, will the Chief be back for the race setup this week?
Boy, I don't know. Well, I have to check his schedule.
Yeah, I know he's back on the morning show tomorrow. So yeah. Mr. Wilbur says, I got it. Blender, BYOG. Bring your own grill to Randy's house. We'll have a grill fiesta.
No.
You guys are not ever coming to our houses. I just want you guys to understand that up front. Especially you, Phil. Chief Skulls Burner says, Josh Rosen released by the 49ers. Josh Rosen now new board operator for Bruce and Dale.
Could be. That could happen.
He's gonna be like, there are 9 other radio stations that are gonna be sorry they didn't hire me. All right, we got to go on to the next thing here. All right, now I promised you baseball, Randy. I got more.
All right.
Did you see that fan run out onto the field, pretend to pitch during the Mets-Giants game?
No.
That guy is a dweeb. I think he probably had one beer. That was the dumbest thing. This dude wearing a Padres jersey to a Mets-Giants game, rushed down to the field at Oracle Park in the 9th inning, and he ran around the field. The people are like, come on, man. They weren't even chasing him. They're just like, well, just knock it off. And he gets up to the mound, pretends to pitch, and they finally grabbed him and took him away. So I don't get it. Why are we not making a little more of an effort to keep the fans off the field, off the court, off the whatever? And why are we not making more of an effort, to separate the fans from the players kind of thing?
Yeah, listen, that surprises me because weren't all the ballparks supposed to put up all these protective nettings to keep these yahoos from getting hit in the head from a line drive foul ball? Wasn't that supposed to happen? All these safety nets were supposed to go up all around the ballparks where the fans are hermetically sealed and safe so there could be no foul balls that go into the stands. What the hell is this guy doing getting on a Major League Baseball field if you got all these nets up?
Yeah, and security, I'll tell you what, if the security guys don't do a pretty damn good job of corralling the idiot and catching the idiot and, dealing with the if a guy is out there for what seems like more time than should happen, fire them all. Fire them all because they're bad at their jobs.
Got to tell you, I mean, in a former life, I would have paid big money to be one of those on-field security guys, and I'd be just looking for the opportunity to brain one of those idiots that get on the field. Just absolutely level them.
Choo choo, buckaroo. Take him out right there.
I've always wanted that disclaimer with the football tickets.
I'm sorry,
if you decide to storm the field, we are not liable for what the football players will do.
I'm sorry. Did I just break both of your collarbones with one hit? That's too damn bad.
Oh, baby. Let's leave him there and let him bleed for a minute as a warning to others. Make sure the camera zooms in on the agony and anguish in his face. That's what they need to do right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so, by the way, another thing with the fans, the brawls and stuff, I guess SoFi Stadium says they're going to ban the fans who are involved. First thing, though, and there was a big old brawl. There's a couple different fights. The one I saw, this big guy was standing there, like 3 or 4 guys were messing with him. And then they start all punching him and pulling him over the front of the seats. But that dude, he took so many punches. I was very impressed. I don't know how he fared at the end of that, but man, he took punch after punch. It was impressive. I hope that guy doesn't get banned. It was those other guys that were, starting it. And then, if you ever find yourself in a situation where your friend is fighting a big guy, let him fight the big guy.
Yeah,
you don't jump in and punch the guy too. That is not a fair fight.
No, absolutely. If this guy's got the cojones to take on somebody bigger than him, farewell, my friend, and may the force be with you.
No interference into the laneway. Don't come up the property. If you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Hefty Lefty says, it'll solve a problem there on the field. Moats solve the problem.
Oh,
and
listen.
Crocodiles.
Yes.
Moat would solve the problem in a basketball game too, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Watermelon thinks security at the park should have attack dogs. All the players just stand there, let the dogs loose, and let them lock on and take care of business. Boom.
There you go.
That's good thinking, Watermelon. That
a couple
is
of
good
those
thinking.
Malamutes out there, like the police have. A couple of those guys out there. There will be no more fans on the field.
And then the trainer just going to be slow, kind of Willy Wonka. All right, stop. Okay, let's stop.
No, please.
It's okay.
No.
Oh, he won't listen. I don't know. He's crazy.
He would say
he's crazy.
exactly. He would say one German word, and that dog would be on lockdown. Just absolute. That would be it. And off he goes, man.
Yeah. Mr. Wilbur, good point. As you guys may or may not know, Mr. Wilbur is visually challenged as he's blind as a damn bat.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, and he says, well, wait a second. You guys are really worried about me seeing your house? Hello. That's a good point. We could have Mr. Wilbur, somebody pick him up, and he can come to our house.
There's a few of the fourth dimension I would gladly welcome into the compound here. Absolutely.
For me,
Mr.
only
Wilbur.
him, because he can't find his way back.
Yeah, Mr. Wilbur being one of those.
Yeah, you pick him up, you drop him off, and you just make sure you're not followed.
Well, I mean, me or the service. I'd have the service pick him up and drop him.
I say it's probably smart too. It's
Yeah,
probably smart too. And what you do is you take him on a couple of roundabouts and just keep going. So he
Oh,
can't okay, there was a left, there was a right, there was a right, there was a left. And what I like to do over by my house? There's a roundabout by my house. I like to get in the roundabout and stay there and just keep going in circles. And as people pull up, because nobody knows how to use a roundabout in the redneck East Valley. Nobody in Queen Creek has quite figured it out. I see people stopping all the damn time, signaling. I'm like, come on. It's a simple roundabout. You're going 20 miles an hour here. And so I'll get in there and just keep going and be like, I ain't stopping anybody. You guys would just go. You'd be fine. This is how the roundabout works.
Yeah.
Then I get dizzy and I go home. Am I the only person that does that?
Yes.
I've been tempted to do that.
You should try it.
It sounds invigorating.
Don't do it in Scottsdale.
No.
Don't mess with it, because the Scottsdale cops, they'll pull you over, they'll strip you naked, and
spray you with pepper spray.
Yeah, and then I don't know. That's just pretty much what I've heard. It's a daily blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Contractors need bonds, and the professionals at Constructors Bonding have been Arizona's leading surety management team for 40 years. We don't just deliver bonds, we make your bonding better. As the #1 producer with 14 markets, Constructors Bonding has the relationships and expertise to get you better capacity, better rates, and better terms. For better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929. Or visit cbialliance.com.
Football is starting soon, and your exclusive home for the NFL and Super Bowl 56, The Fanatic, wants to make your business a part of the action. Advertise your business on all the primetime NFL games, Monday, Thursday, and Sunday during the regular season.
Here's the game plan.
Your custom-produced radio commercial will air 2, even 3 times in every game. Plus, your business is branded during dozens of weekly NFL promos on the station, stream, app, and website. And you'll get commercial reads live during our morning and afternoon drive shows each week promoting your business.
Don't forget about special teams.
Your business gets 5 extra daily spots throughout the week and matching spots on our live stream website and on the 1580 The Fanatic Sports app. Plus, Plus, you can play defense against your competition and lock them out with our category exclusive option play. All this for the best deal ever. Now, even your small business can play with the pros. Go to 1580thefanatic.com for all the info and details. Is your business ready for football season? Go to 1580thefanatic.com and get in the game today.
Last summer, Arizona experienced record heat. Hottest summer in Arizona history. 145 days of 100 plus degrees, 53 days of over 110. Summer heat is starting sooner and it's lasting longer. And your power bills are more expensive every year. Take control of your power bills. Call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar is locally owned and operated. They use top of the line equipment and they're A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau. Call Harmon Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is now your exclusive home for the six-time world champion
Indoor Football League's
Arizona Rattlers.
Tune in to the Fanatic for all of the fast-paced, hard-hitting action.
Listen as the Arizona Rattlers vie for the playoffs and their 7th championship in team history. Arizona Rattlers football, exclusively on your new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
And always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports. And on Saturday, those Arizona Rattlers are playing the Frisco Fighters. I just saw Fighters, and I thought maybe the Foo Fighters are going to take a shot at arena football.
Well, I mean, it could happen. Dave Grohl is capable of anything.
Well, it's 6 p.m. here on 1580 The Fanatic. You got Rattlers versus Frisco Fighters. And that'll be fun. So 888-368-1580. All right. So I promised this earlier, Randy. So I figured we could run through this fairly quickly. We don't have to go crazy with it or nothing. But well, the Brain Trust over at the ESPN, they started hey, how do we fix baseball? So they got together a bunch of their writers and contributors and said, all right,
of course,
what can we do to fix the baseball?
This should be rich. I can't wait to hear this.
So one idea was shorten the season from 162 games to 132 games.
Yeah.
Saying that, they as far as studies have gone and how these things can work and get rid of like a month of meaningless baseball and make it all about the playoffs at that point after 132 games. What do you think of shortening the season?
I don't see a reason to shorten the season, but I mean, I understand why these guys want to do it. Look, if you look at all the major sports right now, you get the NHL, you get the NBA, you get the MLB, and you get the NFL. Everything is in perfect harmony right now. And just as the NFL or the NBA or the MLB season, too many damn acronyms. As soon as the baseball season is wrapping up and you're into the October Classic, you've got NFL that's just kind of winding up and starting to get going. And the NFL, it kind of closes. You got the NBA and the NHL that are going. And it's sort of this symbiotic thing that's been happening. So I don't know. If they shorten the season, you're going to have sort of lag time in there when there's nothing going on.
I'm all right with that. I mean,
amen.
It seems, seems like a pretty damn long season. That's all. How about expanding and realigning the leagues based on geography?
Well, there are a lot of people that are proponents of that. Why? What does that do? How does that help baseball be better? I don't understand. They've got the inter squad, the inter leagues. They've got. I don't understand how that's going to make it better.
Yeah, I guess it's just about creating some new rivalries and making things easier on travel.
You can make adjustments as is right now. The intra-league games, you can change the way you schedule the games. I don't see what realignment has to do that's going to make it better.
Hey, listen, don't forget that one important part. These are ESPN writers, so
I know.
It ain't me. Don't shoot the messengers.
I'm sure Jeff Passan is squarely in the middle of all this mayhem.
Oh yeah, he totally is. I just didn't want to anger you by mentioning his name.
Jeff Passan, aka Eddie Munster. Go ahead.
Well, here's what he says: Bring on the robo umps.
I don't know.
I
go
around
back and
to the
forth.
idea.
Yeah.
Because of such horrible plate umpiring as of late, maybe if you got the technology, maybe if it's accurate, maybe if everybody is honest about their heights, you can get the accurate, strike zone on each one of these characters.
Honest about their heights. What does that have to do with it?
Well, the height of the player is going to also determine the where the strike zone is for them. So as long as the computer has the accurate height, and here's what I say. The computer should, the camera should be able to size up the player itself and just use whatever the actual, current height is as a determination on that strike zone. I'm thinking maybe that's how they already do it. I'm just guessing. But that was one of the things that worried me about robo umpires was making sure they had accurate strike zones.
There's nothing 100% accurate, including the robo umps. They've already been tested in the spring leagues and in the winter leagues. And they have found that these robo umpires have a problem with the low strike. So a lot of these pitchers pitch low strikes. They're not going to get the call. So what do you do next? Oh, the robo umpires are terrible. Now what are we going to do? Get Clyde from the scorekeeper's box to call it from up there? Give me a break.
Yeah, just make sure that your technology is right before you unleash something like that on baseball.
Yeah.
So that's a maybe. So that's kind of a maybe right now.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this? How about adding, in baseball, a pitch clock? You've got a shot clock in the NBA. How about a pitch clock? All the way back in 1962, Bill Veeck was saying, holy crap, it takes forever to people to go ahead and get that pitch going. So why not put in a pitch clock?
Well, I mean, that's wonderful. The problem is you're still going to throw the same amount of pitches because you've got this thing called sabermetrics. These guys are going to wait until you're throwing a certain amount of pitches. They're going to try to one of the batter's biggest defenses against a pitcher who is hot is to step out, call time, take a lot of pitches, foul pitches off. You're going to have an extraordinary amount of pitches, whether you have a pitch clock or not. So I don't see how that's going to help the game.
Well, time in between pitches is a good reason for a pitch clock. Here are some stats that they came out with. 23 minutes longer than 2005 for a 9-inning game, 34 minutes longer these days than in 1984. And so that, it's getting slower and slower. So understanding what you're saying, Randy, there still needs to be something to kind of pick up the pace on getting the damn pitch out of the pitcher's hands and at the plate.
Yeah, well, we could make these games an hour long, and they'd still be somebody would complain about something.
No, come on now, don't get sensitive,
man.
Why don't we just let's play 25 games, have a 25 game season, 7 innings.
Come on, we were doing well here, and you weren't getting all sensitive and upset. Come on,
make sure that you play all the players on the bench just like they do in Little League. Let's do that.
Nobody's saying that. These are ideas, and come on, treat them seriously. I think they could be a shorter season. I think there could be a pitch clock. I think we could utilize the robo umps when they are more proficient. And how about this one? How do you feel about ending streaming blackouts and loosening up on the video rights restrictions?
No, I love that. I mean, why do they have streaming blackouts? Because the TV guys pay $1 billion plus to be able to play these games. They want people to pay for them.
Yeah. How about allowing the trading of draft picks? Do you care about that?
Nah, not really. I don't see how that's going to. I don't see how that's going to. How it's going to quicken. Make the game faster.
Oh no, not everything here is about faster. Some of it's just about better.
Oh, I don't understand how that's going to make the game better. Trading draft picks. I mean, they already trade. They already have. I don't think there should be a trade deadline. I think there should be able to do trades from spring training all the way through, all the way up to the playoffs. So your trade deadline is when playoffs start. Then you lock the rosters in.
All right. So now, unless somebody's an asshat, I don't even know why this is being suggested. This is one of those easy ones. Here's a layup. Pay minor leaguers a minimum wage. A living wage.
Pay them
I'm sorry.
a living
wage. A living wage. Don't pay the minimum wage. Pay them a living wage. Why would you be against paying minor leaguers a living wage?
No, I'm not against it. I'm just kind of going through it in my head. Minor leaguers have a tough life, especially those that are out on the road all the time. They have deplorable conditions. They live in motels, and a lot of times it's just you've got a game or two games, and then you're on a bus for an 18-hour bus ride to play tomorrow night's game. I think you should lax the schedule up, and you should make it more acceptable for these minor leaguers, these youngsters that are out there learning the game. It should be more instructional rather than a business. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You should pay these guys more. A lot of these guys, these top prospects, are already making millions of dollars, even if they're in the minor leagues, the parent company.
I wouldn't say
club.
A lot.
Oh, there is a good percentage. There's probably 25% of the minor leaguers that have a wonderful contract already, and the rest of them that are just kind of gap fillers. They're making a small allowance, and it's a tough life. So I could see that. I could see a better pay wage, but I could also see some reforms for minor league baseball.
The only other thing they suggested was rethinking the role of the commissioner and blah, 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 blah. They want to get somebody who maybe has more of a player thought process than just a business process, somebody with a relationship to the game more than somebody to a relationship to billionaire owners. So I don't know about that.
I could see somebody that a commissioner that is familiar with how to play the game, who was a player that could cross all boundaries. But you're exactly right.
Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning should be the commissioner of baseball.
Rob Manfred, good God, the guy is just a gin and tonic away from doing something really embarrassing. So,
well, listen, you won't have to wait long because cirrhosis of the liver. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. All right. So those are their ideas. Do you have any ideas to make baseball better?
I don't think the clock in between, you know what? Just, I've said it in the past, and I'm serious. Just wipe out the pitcher's position completely. Put a damn machine out there. The way baseball's going right
Randy.
now. No, hear me out. All baseball is worried about is more offense.
I'm trying to preserve your game, but also improve the game. That's not going to improve. So what you're basically saying is change nothing.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm for the robot umpires if it makes the game better, but you got to make sure that technology is 100%. Otherwise, why change it? If the thing can't make a low pitch call, then why do you employ it? Second of all, what is going to be an in-between pitch clock going to do for you? Nothing. You're making pitchers throw to 3 consecutive batters when they're relief pitchers. You've already taken just put it, and I mean this with all due respect and all due sincerity. Put a damn pitching machine out there and let these guys just go to town hitting home runs, because that's what Manfred and these goons in the front offices want. They think by making it a more offensive game that people are going to be more excited.
All right, let's go to the text line, see what ideas they have. Baker's Cocky Hens says, minor leaguers always have the light left on for them, though. Thanks, Tom Bodett. Manfred reminds me of the My Pillow guy, by the way. Let's see. Thundar to San Barbarian says, rethinking the role of commissioner. How about replacing Manfred with each or 30 paintballs between the snipers? That's kind of important.
That is going to make a big difference.
Yeah. Good Cat says, here's an idea for baseball. Stop bat flipping and showboating and play the damn game.
Thank you.
Miss Springle says, I got a way to improve Major League Baseball. Get rid of the Cubs.
Wow.
Wow. Must be a White Sox fan. Boomer Sooner says, hey guys, isn't there already some kind of timer on the pitcher or the batter or something like that right now?
Yeah, but if it's not in between innings, then what good is it?
Well, it is enforced. Yeah, they do enforce it. But this year they've added. Now you've got the umpires. When the pitcher's done, he walks over and the umpire has to greet them, and he's got to check them for the sticky substance because we don't want the pitchers to have any sort of an advantage over the hitters.
So I don't understand why you're worried about a shot clock or a pitch clock. So the pitcher is up there on the mound. The batter is sitting there hitting the dust off his shoes. And at some point, I guess when the batter steps into the box, there's like how many, like 10 seconds? I don't know many seconds of a pitch clock you'd have to have there.
I can't tell you how many, and I mean thousands of times that the pitcher's been on the rubber ready to go. And the hitter is dilly messing around with his jock strap and his fingers and his helmet. And he's going through, he's checking his jersey and all this business. And then steps in to get ready. And that's all a ploy, a game to throw the pitcher's timing off.
So how about you kill both of those? If it's time to bat, you get up there, and you get in the box. And it's time to pitch, click, here comes the timer, pitch the damn ball.
I have no problem with that whatsoever, but it's not just the pitcher. And so having a in-between pitch counter is the wrong idea. It is the wrong idea.
Understood. And listen, sometimes just leave it alone is always a good option too. I mean, improving the pace of play, I think, is going to help more new fans than it will the older fans. But
the pace of play, I mean,
got to do it in a reasonable way.
They've already trimmed off double headers and they've made them 7 innings.
No, they switched that back.
No, I don't think so because they're still playing 7-inning double headers. I've heard of several
next
this season.
Next season, that goes
maybe
away.
Next season it might go away, but this season they're still doing 7-inning double headers.
Yeah, which I never understand. Once somebody says, "Hey, this is a good idea, let's do this," how about now? Why not now?
Well, I mean, I agree with you, but the whole thing is, I mean, I don't see pitchers taking all the time in the world. There's a very rare instance where you'll see a pitcher who's on the rubber, who's getting the signals from the catcher, and the batter is still not ready. And also this pace of play, they've done studies. Baseball games last less time than an NFL football game.
It's not the point. It's the optic.
Yeah. And plus it's the matter of the
again,
how much
make the game 6 innings.
No, come on, Randy. I thought you'd have fun talking about this. I didn't mean to make you all
I'm not having
cranky.
any fun because everybody keeps trying to change baseball because we're a bunch of selfish little snowflakes and can't sit around at a ballpark anymore. That's part of the problem with this society. Nobody wants to wait around. Put up the nets because I got to check my Facebook and you know what? Then sit at home and turn it off if you don't want to be there.
You realize that the games have gotten longer and longer as the years have gone by.
They're less time than an NFL game. Studies have shown.
Irrelevant.
That's irrelevant when the pace of play is so god awful and batters step out of the box.
How can you say the pace of play in a 2-hour and 40-minute baseball game?
When's the time that you can turn away from a football game?
That doesn't make sense to me. You have a baseball game that goes 2 hours and 40 minutes, 9 innings, game's over.
It's not 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's like,
oh my God.
The average time is 3 hours and 10 minutes.
I think you should look it up.
I am. I'm literally 2014. The average length of time was 3 hours and 9 minutes. 2004 was 2 hours and 51 minutes.
I'm sorry.
1984 was 2 hours and 40 minutes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Where are we at? We're in 2021. And you said 27 years ago, I think.
7 years ago. Do you want a current study of how long? Because right now the averages across the league are 3 hours plus.
3 hours.
3 hours plus, yes.
What other sport do they talk about changing the most? What other sport would they talk about changing more than say baseball?
Zero.
That means your sport's dying there, bud.
It is. The average age for baseball viewers, 57.
And everybody is trying to find ways to help, but then the old guard is taking it personally like, oh, well, screw you. Well, okay, say goodbye to baseball because that's the direction that's going to head in unless you do some. Randy, I would only say little tweaks. I love baseball, too. I'll sit there and watch the baseball, but you and I, we're not the same as the new crowd coming down the sidewalk. So you got to find little ways of getting that figured out so that people can fall in love with the game and keep it going. So, you know what, though? Maybe if they want to change it too much, let it go. Phil,
if you go watch the Diamondbacks and they're playing, let's say the Dodgers, and let's say in the third inning, it's 27-3 Dodgers. Would you stay for the rest of that game?
No, I wouldn't.
Me neither.
What's the point?
I just saved your pace of play. That's the way games are going. They're starting to trend more and more home runs, more and more scoring.
The way baseball is screwing with the game and making it all about the offense and not so much on the defense.
The other night, the Dodgers were up 8 runs in the first inning.
But this year's
final score was 23-3.
This year's 27-3 is yesteryears or yester generations of 10-1.
Got to be balanced between pitching and batting. You got to balance that out one way or the other. And, if you're going to say that using the substances to help control the ball is unfair, stop screwing with the baseball to make it fly farther. There's got to be a balance. Randy and I both agree. How about stop screwing with the ball, stop screwing with the pitchers, just let's play the damn game.
Agreed.
And stop having the lopsided things. You're right. Manfred is very offensively focused, thinking that that's going to bring the butts to the seats. Don't know that under his watch that you've seen an improvement of baseball or not. So, Randy, don't be mad.
I would agree.
Don't be mad.
I'm not mad.
I thought you'd be happy to talk about this.
Anytime we're talking about changing the grand old game, I don't know why.
But you got to be the decision maker in our little scenario. So if your decision is just a couple of little things, maybe that's an answer. It's all right.
I mean, if we absolutely have to go to a robot to call balls and strikes, what does that say about the robot? What does that say about the umpires and the umpires that are on the field right now?
What we've been saying for a long time. They suck. They suck. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll talk some more football and we'll wrap this thing up. And then maybe we'll make Randy happy again. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too late, and that the clock doesn't stop just because you're missing a part, Grainger offers supplies and solutions for every industry. And our Keep Stock inventory management solutions help ensure you have the right stuff in the right place at exactly the right time. Visit Grainger.com/keepstock to learn more. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Contractors, listen up. This is Bruce Jacobs. Are you missing out on jobs due to lack of bonding? When your current bonding holds you back, call Arizona's #1 bond managers at Constructors Bonding. They have the market relationships and expertise to take you where you want to go, serving all types of contractors of any size and license in all states. When you need better bonding, call Dave McKee at Constructors Bonding, 602-432-5929, or visit cbialliance.com.
Your best plan to retire might be right under your roof. This is Rob Canier, and for over 20 years, I've helped people discover how they can utilize a portion of their equity in their home as a coordinated strategy in retirement planning, thus creating additional monthly cash flow, paying less taxes, and making their retirement assets last longer. This is a safe and proven retirement strategy for qualified homeowners age 62 and older. All you have to do is reverse your thinking. Call me, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773.
Being in the Army National Guard is about more than serving your country. It's about being there for your community when your neighbors need you most. The Army National Guard makes college affordable, and serving part-time can help you graduate debt-free. Do you want to stay close to friends and family? The Guard allows you to serve close to home. Serving part-time in the Army National Guard lets you have the life you want. Learn more by visiting nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Arizona Army National Guard, aired by the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
500 apiece, you get to that fine for 502 apiece, 1 minute, that's what I had to that 150.
The best weekly auction is right here in Arizona. It's only a click of the mouse away from great deals on almost everything. Visit liquidateaz.com for weekly auctions on everyday household items, antiques from around the world, sports and non-sports cards, memorabilia and autographs, comic books, comic character collectibles, Native American, pots, jewelry, rugs, and sterling silver. Liquidateaz.com weekly auctions is the place for great deals and works of art, gold and silver, coins and U.S. currency, gold and sterling jewelry, vintage LP vinyl records, vintage electronics, ham radio, RC cars, planes, and boats. Interested in antique clocks, watches, and timepieces, or a wide variety of sports equipment, including hunting, fishing lures, poles, and gear. How about military collectibles, medals, uniforms, or helmets? All at liquidateaz.com. Looking to liquidate an estate? Liquidateaz.com can help with estate sales and consignment services. Liquidateaz.com for information.
Hey guys, time to get your fantasy football on. Be part of the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League. See if your team has what it takes to take on the Blender personalities of the fourth dimension. You could win $100 from our friends at Harman Solar if you win your league. To sign up, just email me, blender@1580thefanatic.com. Blender@1580thefanatic.com. That's blender@1580thefanatic.com. Oh, wait, you should probably listen to the show too. It's the Daily Blender Fantasy Football League, only from 1580 The Fanatic.
Blender@1580thefanatic.com for fantasy football. Blender@1580thefanatic.com.
We just have the promo. You don't need to keep doing that.
@1580thefanatic.com.
We don't need that.
Just trying to help.
It's all good.
Just trying to help.
Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let's clear up the text line here before we move on. And there's a shload of text. We have a new texter here on the program. Come on, Randy. Get yourself sorted out there, would you? Would you please? Thank you. It says, dropping the soap is the texter nickname. It says, I've been sending emails to join the fantasy football and I'm not getting a reply. What's the deal, Neil? First off, my name's not Neil. Second, well, what's your name? Text in your actual name and I'll do a search for you because maybe you're going to spam because I don't see you in here. So yeah, you'll get a response when I'm damn good and ready. I mean, soon. You're right. Yeah. So who the hell are you? Let's see. We got a lot of text to get through. So just the tip says, I'm lucky that I grew up when I did. New York City area in the 60s and 70s. Pace of life was slower. It meshed better with the pace of baseball. As a 12-year-old, taking the train to Yankee Stadium, staying for the whole game, and on the ride home, we couldn't wait to turn on the black and white, knowing there'd be another game to watch. And so, yeah, no problem with baseball. The problem is society. It's faster. It's quicker. It has nothing to do with baseball. Baseball is glorious. If they change it to a clock monitored kind of thing, they will kill it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's not about baseball. It's about who they're trying to make watch baseball. So eventually you'll see either some changes and it won't be the game you remember or it'll just die. So I hate to say that, but kind of looks that way. Thundar Santa Barbarian says, hey, Jeffrey, I know the answer. Manfred has done nothing to make baseball better.
Yeah.
I'm with Randy. Stop trying to make every game a home run derby. But then again, a lot of people were saying that's what they loved about that the Field of Dreams game. Smaller field. The offense was on fire. 8 home runs in the game. People liked it. So I don't know
if that game would have just a scenario just to think about. If they all the grandeur, all this business, all the big build up, and you got the Yankees, you got the White Sox.
Yep.
So one team or another gets out to a 15-run lead in the first inning, and continues to pile on with home run after home run after home run. Final score 38-1. Do you think that game would have been as successful as it was?
No, but it was a shortened field, which made it easier for both sides to have offense.
Okay, but my question is, do you think if the worst thing that could have happened to baseball is one of those teams gets out to a gigantic run and they keep bombing home runs over and over, and it's some really terribly lopsided. You want to think the ratings would plummet. People would have said that was the worst game. You know why that was the best game? Because there was some drama. There was some pitching. There was some defense. And there was a game walk-off home run. And it was a close game. That's why baseball was good.
But remember,
that's why baseball was good.
That game wouldn't have been like that if the field hadn't been shortened.
I disagree.
A bunch of those would have been outs.
I can see, shorten some of the fences. I don't care. But the thing about the game that made it so spectacular was there was a lot of drama involved. There was pitchers being moved. There was strategy going on. There was stolen bases. And then there was a walk-off. See, that's why that game was so damn good. It wasn't because it was the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees.
Right.
It was because there was drama and there was action and there was some it drew you in. And now what baseball needs to do, what baseball needs to do is quit dilly messing around with the game and bring the fences in. I don't care. Bring the fences in. You will have a hell of a lot more people interested in an exciting game, and you won't have just one lopsided where all the hitters are going up there acting like idiots because they hit a home run. Oh my God, I can't even stand it anymore.
All right, let me get through a bunch of these texts here, and everybody has an idea. Blissful Hayes says mandatory steroids. That'd make it work. Yeah, much more exciting and watchable.
Yeah.
Mark
Turn the
McGuire,
other
Sammy
cheek.
Sosa. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Good Cat says, how about getting rid of the douchebag Dodgers? Just get rid of that team. T-Bone says, everybody juice up. Have at it. Bring back the roids era. Fish Tank says the pitch clock would change the attempts to steal because the clock is about to hit 0. You know he'd take off. Let's see. Hefty Lefty says more pitchers should quick pitch batters. More pitchers should quick pitch
batters. Yeah.
Don't give him a chance to think about it. Is what you're
But
saying.
the problem is the umpires are standing there holding the pitcher. The pitcher
Right.
can't quick pitch.
Right. Mr. Pringle says, here's an idea. Schedule the Cowboys versus the Yankees. Thank you, Pringle. Boogie says, how about implement a realistic hard salary cap for every team? And there's an actual real parity in the league. Is the wrong, can we get rid of the rich organizations that throw money at winning? Boogie, I think, is drunk. That's a single best thing baseball can do to save the sport.
Well,
hard salary cap.
I would agree. Make these guys live in a budget-minded thinking where you can't, or if you cross the salary cap, you pay a hefty luxury tax. Yeah.
Twittiot says limit step outs for batters, step offs of pitchers is speed up the damn game. Boomer Sooner says, Randy, I love you, man, but baseball is the slowest, most boring thing on earth.
That's too bad. I'm sorry you feel that way.
Papa Mike says, hey, Jeffrey, what are we supposed to be doing at Blender at 1580thefanatic.com? Well, that is where you say, hey, I want to be in a fantasy football league and try to win some money. So that's what that is. Senior Wake and Bake says, Jeffrey, I think it's all the dog food Puig ate growing up. I mean, that's why he licks everything.
Could be.
Chief Skulls Burner says, don't put as many wing dings in the baseball. Shorten the field. Stop trying to make Food Network stylish food at the ballpark. Stop charging $3,000 a game. Stop putting up 360 defensive netting, and maybe baseball will be fixed.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Fairweather Dan says, make a single worth a quarter run, double worth a half a run, triple worth a 3/4 run.
Sounds like a pinball game I used to play.
So if you get on first base, you get 0.25 points.
Yeah.
Wow. Fairweather Dan.
Actually, I don't hate that idea.
You know what we got to do is we ought to watch a game and score it that way and see what happens at the end of the game. That's
too much math.
Well, we wouldn't have to do it.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, no more outfielders. Put a fence at the edge of the infield. Diamondbacks might actually get some runs that way.
Oh, boy. Yep.
So what we need is a robot that can create a robot that can call the game. Human-made robots will have errors, but robot-made robots. Oh, Skynet.
I see. Yep.
Lacrosse guy says, this bleep is embarrassing. Thundar Santa Barbarian says, good luck getting salary cap past those players' unions, though.
Oh, yeah.
Chief Skulls Burner says, when's the draft? Why is that August 28th? Don't say it's right before I go to the grocery store because I got an exciting life to live, okay? Because, well, nobody wanted to do it on Labor Day weekend, so we're going to do it the Saturday before Labor Day weekend. That's why. Uku the Mock says, let the batters take the bat with them when they get on base.
For what purpose?
I guess to fight their way through.
Okay.
Jagdog says he has breaking news. He says Tim Tebow is signed with the Lakers. It's a very good. It is a very good Photoshop. I'll give you that. It is disturbing to see him in a Lakers uniform.
Yeah.
But fitting. I mean, hell, it's a bunch of old athletes, right? Hefty Lefty says the new scoring would be great for teaching kids math and money. Rough Rob says blindfold the batters, spin them around, see if they can hit the ball.
Oh, boy. Yeah.
Senior Wake and Bake says, you want to make everybody mad? Show Phil up on the big screen.
Oh, boy.
Well, okay. I think we've reached the end of the texts on this. So let me get this going. It's time now, ladies and gentlemen, for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1957, in a game against the New York Giants at Connie Mack Stadium in Philadelphia, a foul ball off the bat of Phillies leadoff hitter Richie Ashburn broke the nose of spectator Alice Roth, the wife of Philadelphia Bolton sports editor Earl Roth. During the same at-bat, Ashburn nailed the spectator again for the second time as she was being carried off on a stretcher. I love that. I know I probably did this last year on this day, but I can't help myself.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite stories. So this lady sitting there, she's like, I'm in a baseball game. This is really great. Boom! Oh my God. Yeah. Guys at bat probably feels bad. He's like, oh, wow. Here comes another, bing, another foul hits her on the stretcher. What are the chances? I love that.
Wow.
And oddly, Ashburn and Mrs. Roth, they were friends for a whole lot of years. And then Roth's son later served as a Phillies bat boy. So I guess after you hit a woman twice with a foul ball, you have to be friends.
Oh, yeah, I would imagine.
And especially because that's the wife of the editor of the Philadelphia Bolton sports. So yeah, you don't want to be on the wrong side of that guy.
What it doesn't say there is that she opened up a $100 million lawsuit and sued the Phillies for all the damages.
Well, it's because people didn't do that sort of thing back then, Randy.
Oh, why not? I wonder why.
Because it was a different time, Randy. It was a different time. Boogie says, let's have Radio Ron rent a bunch of platoon boats. We'll put them in the Tempe Town Lake, rope them all together, drive around the lake. Then we bring out our grills and our smokers, put them on board, have whiskey and beer on tap. It's a floating party in the Tempe Town Lake.
Yeah, I like that. The Daily Blender first annual Daily Blender Regatta.
I got to be honest. I do not hate that idea. I think I love that idea.
Get you some of that idea?
I'm going to have to actually research and think about that idea.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend time with that idea. I'm going to call that idea. I'm going to date that idea. And I might even put my knee down and marry that idea. I'm loving that idea. Guys, have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
For the ones who know that a little late is always too